I'm not gonna lie, Reddit just kind of scares me, which is the
It
whole reason I
does.
don't go
That's
on
so
it.
fair.
I had to re-download it for this episode.
Oh, I'm using Google. I am not downloading it.
Okay.
Hello, welcome back to Yapcraft Podcast.
All we can hear is Moo's keyboard.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is Kangov, who's
Hey.
recording. This is Moo, and I'm Cloudy.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be finishing the flower field while Kangov explains what we're doing.
Yeah, if you didn't watch the last episode where we started this, get it together. Go watch it.
The last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Wait, can
come
we
on
swear?
now. We're 4 episodes deep and you're asking now.
Well, I don't think I've sworn in an episode yet.
Yeah, you can swear, it's fine.
Because I was
Or
just about to go,
YouTube.
get your shit together.
Yeah, wait. We are going to be reading Reddit stories today, so my perspective, not going to be very interesting while I'm reading, because I'm just going to be standing still, but tough luck.
It's okay.
Who's reading a story first? We all selected Reddit stories. We don't know what each other's stories are. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. I will start us off.
Can I say
With-
something before we start?
Yes, of
Sure.
course. you can.
I have a bit of a lisp, and I'm making it aware now before anybody says anything. I know.
Okay.
Like, I know it's there. And I know it's
Well, they
really
shouldn't
annoying.
be saying anything, anyways.
Yeah, mind your business.
Anyways, let's start off.
We're in business. Sorry.
I'm gonna go stand somewhere out of the way. Let's start off with Am I the Asshole? And it's also not gonna be just Am I the Asshole? Variety
Yeah.
of stories to tell. Am I the asshole for taking home an exorbitant amount of breadsticks from a party?
I'm an immediate no.
Okay. I'm also gonna say an immediate no. This one wasn't certified asshole or not asshole or anything, so
Okay, so we'll find out.
it is truly up to us. Alright. So
And
I'm
our
talk-
opinion matters.
our opinion does
Yes,
matter.
this is our podcast. We're the only opinions that matter.
So I'm talking like a fuck ton of breadsticks, 50 plus at least. I had to carry them home in a sack like Santa Claus. For context,
That's awesome.
already, yeah.
Tell you what,
Why?
Props
First of
to the
all, what
person.
kind of party are we having that we have this many?
Yeah,
breadsticks?
is this Olive Garden? One to all the tables?
That would be fun. Then, obviously not the asshole. Steal from Olive Garden all you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
And
Love you,
then-
Olive Garden.
Yeah,
Never
that-
been.
I was about to say, I don't think that's a UK thing.
No, it's an American thing.
Yeah, it's Olive Garden. It's really
Course.
not that special.
I know it's got a lot of bread.
Some people are obsessed with it. I am not. It's pasta, and it's just pasta. That's like,
Oh, I love
I don't know.
pasta.
yeah, but it's just your basic pasta for like crazy price.
Oh.
But anyways, for context, the school that I work at. Okay, so we work at a school. The school that I work at was hosting a party/field day for the kids. There was tons of snacks and free food from all the parents. One of the snacks was breadsticks, which the school usually sells around lunchtime.
Okay.
I was really excited because I normally buy one every day. They're so good.
Slay.
Slay. I mean, it's probably not the same breadsticks that I had at school, but we had like these cheesy breadsticks at school, and they were so good. So I get it. And okay, so I normally buy one every day. They're so good. Anyways, after the party ended, most people, staff, and students were going home, but there was still a lot of uneaten food, including 4 bags with 50 plus breadsticks each. The principal was encouraging people to take home as much food as possible so it didn't go to waste. Okay, so like not.
Oh,
the
so immediately
Yeah.
not an asshole.
Yeah.
You did what you were asked.
I saw some other teachers modestly taking 1 or 2 breadsticks, realizing this was my chance to get the same breadsticks that I already eat every day. I immediately jumped in and asked if I could take a whole bag. She laughed and said yes. My thinking was, there's 3 other bags. If people want to take home breadsticks, they still can. But as
Yeah.
I was leaving, one of my coworkers stopped me and said, Jesus, save some for the rest of us. You know, there's more people here who might want those. Mind your business, coworker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are my breadsticks. I'm taking them.
Did she? Yeah, like.
Like, okay, so I didn't know what to say because I partly agreed with her. I feel like this definitely would be a dick move if there weren't more breadsticks. But there was more, so I kind of just pointed at the rest of them and said people could take those. She rolled her eyes at me and told me it's not proper party etiquette to take home that much food, especially since I can't eat it all in one day.
What? What
Right.
is the
Didn't
amount-
you literally ask the principal if that was
Yeah.
okay and they said yes, please do?
Yeah.
This teacher needs to mind out.
And like, if that teacher is saying it's too much, then if everyone only takes 1 or 2, there's gonna be that many left over going to waste anyways.
And also, like, who's taking these breadsticks home other than this guy, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Probably not that many people want to take home.
I will laugh so hard if that person is
Okay.
like watches this and is like, "Thank you guys so much. Like, you made me feel seen."
So, my plan is to eat it over the course of multiple days, maybe two to three breadsticks per day, one
Hell
with
yeah.
every meal. I don't know how long it takes for bread to go bad, but I guess I'll find out. And then that's the end of it, and then there's an edit at the end that says, I should mention I don't own a freezer, microwave, nor oven. I'm poor as shit. I plan to eat the bread even if it goes stale. Staleness doesn't bother me, nor does bad taste to a certain extent. The only thing that would cause me to throw it out is if it gets infested with bugs or grows mold.
Okay, this
But I'm
man needs
keeping
that
it-
bread. Hello?
Yeah.
Let him have it.
But I'm keeping it in an airtight container protected in several layers of plastic wrap. I know it's not ideal, but the alternative was being thrown away. I'd rather save money / get calories, no matter how it will eventually taste. That's not where I thought the story was going. I didn't know
No.
that he was so dirt poor that he's going to be saving.
I mean, he's a
this-
teacher.
Yeah. But to
Can
the
I
point
be-
of saving
Give our
stale
teachers
breadsticks-
more.
You guys must have really weird breadsticks because I'm thinking of our breadsticks and like 2 to 3 is not enough. I would eat like a whole.
We do
pack.
have wait, hold on. We do have different breadsticks.
Aren't
too.
yours just like
We-
actual bread?
Yes. Your breadsticks
Like-
are like a snack, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
they're
your
like
breadsticks
little
aren't
things.
bread? Wait,
No,
hello?
No,
UK
they're
has-
like these
UK
little
has-
things.
They're like sticks, kind of like pretzel sticks.
Kind of. I will
Ugh.
send you photos and you can put
Yeah.
it on screen.
Okay.
I already knew about that one, and it also is like. But yeah, our breadsticks are a stick that is bread.
Yeah.
You would like dip
See,
it in
that
your
makes more
pasta
sense.
sauce
But then-
and
Can't you
You
make
know.
it into like mini baguettes as well?
Good, but a baguette's a type of bread, not a shape.
Yeah,
I
but surely you
mean-
can make like sandwiches or something. Like,
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they're not big. I mean, it would be like very small. Like breadsticks aren't really.
Yeah, it would be a small
but at
sandwich. We
least-
definitely
yeah.
could.
at least you wouldn't have to just eat the breadsticks as a snack. Is what I was gonna like.
Oh,
what I'm trying to
yeah.
get at, is like you could.
You
eat
could
it
do things
as-
with them, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say not the asshole, especially considering that the guy plans on eating them every single
And-
day, even past their stale.
He could have,
Yeah.
like, waited until everyone else left to make sure no one else wanted any, but even
Yeah.
that seems ridiculous. If there was a total of like 200 breadsticks and he took
Yeah.
a quarter of that, not the asshole.
I mean, and like, since the principal said it was okay, they obviously didn't have a plan to like use the leftover breadsticks for anything.
You know what they
Exactly.
should have
wanted
done?
to like use it for the kids' lunches in the cafeteria. Or something. I don't know.
You know what I think they should have done?
What?
Waited until everyone left and then took every single breadstick that was
It's
left.
true.
Yeah.
That might have been a bit
Go back
much.
for more.
Maybe the reason he's so
Yeah.
broke is because he pays for a breadstick every single day.
Ooh, there you
So
go.
now he's about to save a lot of money.
Yeah. It's like people who buy coffee every day. It's like, yeah, of course it's like it's expensive.
I hate that. I hate when you're like looking for, tips on how to save money. It's like, don't buy coffee every day. I'm like, I've
How
never
about
bought a coffee in
coffee?
my life.
Brew your coffee.
I
at home.
have.
You'll be fine. I've not bought coffee
Like,
like at a coffee place in so long.
I've never even drank a
I-
cup of
I am
coffee.
still broke.
I am poor.
I only buy coffee from my local coffee shop because
Yeah.
they're
As
small
you should.
business.
Yeah, Cloudy Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The money
Support small
saving
businesses, but don't buy
True.
coffee every day.
money saving
No, I
videos
don't
are
buy it every
always
day.
like, don't buy coffee every day. Invest in the stock market.
How am I supposed to invest in the stock market if I have no money?
Now's a great time though. If anyone out there has money to invest
But
in
it's
stocks, we're
now.
currently in a
Do it
recession.
now.
It's like almost as bad as it was in 2008. If you can invest in stocks right now, if you can invest in land right now, buy that shit up. You can also put them in like stock bonds. Okay, but we can talk about this not on the podcast. We're not going to talk about bonds on the podcast. Let me read it. Let me read a
I'm having
Reddit
so much
story.
fun.
We'll have an episode just learning how stocks.
I told you the money episode. We got to do it. Okay.
And in that money episode, it won't be "Don't buy coffee." It'll be actual life hacks, like
Yes,
how to
exactly.
invest in stocks.
Okay.
From people
Honestly-
who have never done it.
This could be an Am I the Asshole post. It's not, but it could be.
Okay.
Okay. The title is Some People Just Need to Be Taught Manners. I'm Happy to Help. Which, off to a
Oh.
great start. Okay. This happened last week, and I only now have time to type it out. This was from February 2023, so last week.
Okay.
Yep.
One of my
2 years
friends,
ago.
Leah, celebrated her 30th birthday. Due to personal reasons, she went all out for it. Venue was amazing, food was great, decor was tasteful, good music, and guests were asked to wear something fancy. The day of,
Yeah.
everything was going well until someone dropped to one knee. You already know where this is going. Someone actually
Oh.
proposed at someone else's birthday. I was giving the
That's
couple...
messed up.
Yeah. Hence, like I said,
Sorry
could
to
be an Am I the
interrupt.
Asshole? No, it's okay.
Yeah, sorry to
That's-
interrupt, but like
You
that's
don't do
messed
that
up.
unless the birthday
No.
person is cool with it
Yeah.
ahead of
And
time.
normally they're not.
Yeah.
I was giving the couple the side eye, but I thought maybe this was planned. Maybe Leah knows, because who'd be bold enough to do this without the host's permission? So I went and found
Exactly.
Leah. She was sitting at a table surrounded by a few friends, looking a mixture of angry and sad. I asked if she knew this was going to happen. She gave a small shake and said, well, there's nothing for me to do now, right? I decided then she doesn't have to do anything. I'll do it for her. Great friend. Great friend.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
I would
Um,
love to have that job at the wedding. Kick
I-
all the
Yeah, I wanna be
disruptive
there.
people
Oh, yeah.
out and, like, I would be so good at that.
I walked up to the happy couple, who at this point were surrounded by a few people who were, I'm sorry, the grammar in this is really bad. I'm fixing it as I go. People who were
okay.
congratulating them, the audacity. To give credit to some people, a lot of guests were looking awkward, bewildered, and had a face of not interested to be involved in the drama. So not everyone lost their common sense. Back to
Yeah.
story, I walked up to her, asked to see the ring. She was all smiley, holding out her hand, and I made a show of looking at it closely, then loudly saying, well, at least the ring is decent.
Oh,
Immediately,
That's-
smile gone.
Damn.
She looked shocked and asked what that's supposed to mean. Again, loudly, I told her, girl, you got proposed to at someone else's celebration, which he didn't even plan or pay for. You're not even worth that much. I'm just glad he didn't cheapen out on the ring. Then I turned around, walked to a nearby friend, and still in a voice that I wanted everyone to hear, said how tacky and embarrassing they are. Like a
Good.
switch. Everyone then started whispering at them. Some that I heard included, who does that at someone's birthday? Man can't even plan an event and had to mooch off someone else. If I was her, I wouldn't have said
for
yes.
real though. Like,
Yeah.
that's embarrassing. Like taking someone's event and being
It
like, "Oh, this is
is.
the perfect place for me to propose." Like,
That's like
I'm
when
gonna
people
put any
propose
work
at
in.
weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Except I have seen some where it's like planned ahead of time.
Oh, if it's
And it's
planned, it's
cool.
fine.
Yeah,
but-
that's it. Like
yeah.
sometimes they'll surprise them with the bouquet throw and they'll actually turn around and hand
Yeah.
it someone. Those ones are cute and clearly the bride knows.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's fine.
But birthday is also like different to wedding. Like I feel like
Yeah.
this might be controversial, but I feel like it fits more with a wedding than like a birthday party.
Yeah.
Like completely different vibe.
Yeah, I agree. But then says
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say I would throw wine at them.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I would ruin whatever outfit they were wearing. I would not care. I'd be like, you just proposed at my birthday.
Oopsies,
They could get you
on
assault for that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, you could have an oopsies moment where you're carrying
True,
a bottle
true.
of wine to serve someone.
Yeah,
Oh
I feel
man,
like-
I became a waiter and I tripped.
As long as it's not like hot water or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
really
no,
not.
no scalding
Yeah.
them. Just
Yeah,
oh no, my knee gave way.
that's the only way.
If they say
Um,
anything afterwards, then it's ableist,
yeah.
right?
exactly. They left quite
I
fast
wouldn't
after
actually
that.
do that.
And while the party did end kind of awkward, Leah did look better at the end, so I don't feel guilty. As I'm not familiar with the couple, I only heard second and third hand stories about what has happened between them. So not sure about the validity. Oh my god.
There you go. Good job.
Apparently she's been complaining how her proposal was ruined and she can't even have a second one because she's traumatized by the first one. Thankfully, no one is giving her time. Instead, she's getting even more ridiculed. The next rumor I heard that they have been fighting. The proposal was supposedly her idea and he just went along with it. Now he's getting called pathetic and cheap. I have no sympathy for someone that stupid. The moral here is to have some class and learn better manners. Then there's an update from July of 2023.
When was the original?
February 2023.
So like 6 months.
Yeah. Today, I met a friend who turns out to be quite close to the boyfriend. From his story, seems like the relationship is over. The guy ended it, but not just because of the proposal disaster. Even after all the fighting and backlash from other people, they were apparently going forward with the wedding. That is when the problem started. The first few things they decided was on the venue and date. In our culture, the solemnization is usually on the bride's side. So girlfriend decided to host it at her grandparents'. The problem? She chose the exact same date as her cousin. See a pattern here? Now, to be fair, it's not exactly unusual to have multiple brides and grooms at the same time. So usually it would be siblings. In this case, however, the cousin has denied the request. The girlfriend didn't back down, though. She even suggested they take the morning-evening hour of the day, and the cousins take over the evening night, since technically he's already married, and this was just a celebration on the groom's side. Why she insists on this specific date, no one knows, not even the future groom. It was a random date with no significance to either of them. As you can imagine, this didn't go well and more fighting occurred. It wasn't just between them. This time families were involved, and at the end, he ended the relationship. According to the friend, the breakup was another drama altogether. Lots of name calling, shading on social media, trying to bring other people to take their side, etc. Latest update. The BF is currently dipping back into the dating scene, but nothing serious yet. The girlfriend is soon to be engaged. Yep,
What?
you read that right. Friend told me the most recent interaction between those two was her sending him a message about how she found her perfect man and would be engaged in August. The wedding is supposedly being held early 2024. Why she still messages her ex and he never blocked her, I have no idea, but I guess to each their own. My last post, I got comments telling me I caused problems in the relationship, but to be honest with you, after hearing all this, I think this was a relationship doomed from the start. I don't think my act of petty revenge contributed to anything. Honestly, I still don't feel remorse for what I did back then.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole. It wasn't an am I the asshole? But
But yeah, they know they're
the
not.
asshole.
That's
Yeah.
like, so
That's crazy.
this proposal happened in February. And she's
Right, and
already
then
expecting
she's
another
whole
man
year.
in August.
The wedding was supposed to be early 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a year apart.
Yeah, and it's now August of 2023 is when she's expecting to be proposed to. Not only, but also she sent that ex-partner a message saying, I'm getting engaged to someone else.
Cool.
Like,
That's
Like,
rough.
what does she expect the ex to say?
She
yeah,
needs to get herself into some intense therapy.
real. Therapy's good for you kids.
That's so true.
Like, don't let anyone tell you it's not.
It's terrible.
That's mad.
Yeah.
So she, yeah, that's.
That,
I
yeah.
feel bad for. I feel bad for the new partner. I hope that
Yeah.
relationship also didn't last, and she figures out that like I see like I don't get it, but like I get like so with a wedding or a birthday or whatever, that's already like supposed to be about you, you know?
Yeah.
So why are you gonna make it more difficult for yourself by taking over someone else's?
Yeah,
event?
it's like she's an attention hog, but at the same time,
Take your own
like, the
attention,
wedding thing
it'll
doesn't
be
make
even bigger
sense.
And like, yeah,
yeah.
because then like half the people are gonna go to one cousin and half are gonna go to the other. You're not gonna have as many. And you know, like they're probably not gonna want to go to your wedding if you're the one that stole the date.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna have an empty field of emptiness.
Yeah, very odd. Some people. All right, Cloudy. Hit us with a Reddit
Okay.
story.
I'll go for. Let's go for this one. This one is an am I the asshole?
Okay.
But it doesn't say whether it was decided.
Okay.
And it says, hold on, I'm gonna go and stand somewhere so I can read this.
Yeah, I was trying to
I the
keep
ass-
breaking grass, so reading it was hard.
Am I the asshole for yelling at a 19-year-old and asking for him to be fired?
Okay.
Okay. I need
So
context. Yeah.
From the title, like
Oh, I
I
I got
lied.
nothing.
They were certified as not an asshole.
Oh, okay. I'm interested.
I, 37 male, and my husband, 39 male, have been together for 11 years. My husband owns a small bookshop and recently has hired a boy to help him.
Oh,
lad-
okay.
I'll call him Joe, is gay. And while me and my husband
Ooh.
very obviously have no issue with it, Joe seems to do things a lot differently to us. Oh god, I didn't read this story before.
Uh-oh.
For context, both me and my husband are Irish immigrants to London. We grew up. I'm lost, hold on. We grew up 20 minutes away from each other and went to the same very Catholic school. I just realized that the two people, the person and the husband, are both male. It just clicked in my head. Like, they
Yeah.
are gay book owners.
Yes.
And I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be a really homophobic story. No, it's not.
Yeah.
We aren't exactly flamboyant or outwardly gay and don't exactly do PDA since that's not how we were raised. On my lunch break
Fair.
from work, I like to visit my husband and bring him records I think he might like and his coffee. Recently, however, Joe has started making comments. It started very small with him saying things about queer joy and how he loves gay couples, which we didn't mind at all. In all fairness, it is a fairly scary world for queer people right now, and I understand seeing a happily married gay couple means a lot for a kid.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But he started getting a little too comfortable for my liking. He started asking things like who's the top and calling us the F slur jokingly. I think it's entirely inappropriate to be making those comments to his boss, but my husband told me to let it go.
You should not be
Yeah.
asking your boss who's the top.
No.
You don't need to know anything about like
You
about
shouldn't,
your boss.
like, really be asking anyone that unless you know for sure they're okay telling you.
Yeah,
Also,
like
can I-
maybe like with your besties, you know, like
Yeah.
not
yeah.
your boss.
Also, the boss is like 39, I think it said. 37 and 39. And from the title of the story, I'm assuming the kid is only 19.
Yeah.
That's not something you should be asking.
Mhm. Like they are technically adult, but that's like still
That's still
a
quite.
child to
Yeah.
a 30-something-year-old.
I can't imagine asking my boss that. My boss is
No.
straight, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe calls us the F slur a lot, which I've brought up a few times to him calmly to not do that, but when he continued, I learnt to let go despite my distaste for it since it didn't seem to bother my husband too much. But last Wednesday, I lost it.
I
I
think
was up by the count.
I was just saying, I think you're allowed to not want to be called a slur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was.
Like-
I didn't know we
And
had
also,
issues.
like, I'm assuming that it was said like at the bookstore as well. So like
Yeah, in your place of
Anyone can
work.
hear you.
yeah, like if there was customers around, you wouldn't want to hear
Yeah, they don't know you're gay. They don't know that guy's gay. Like,
yeah.
Not
So I
cool.
didn't know that it was a problem to say, hey, I don't want to be called a slur.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
No, that should be like... That's like if I said, hey, Kanga, I don't want you calling me Cloudy anymore.
I'd be like, okay, legal first name?
Like, that feels so normal to me. Like, why would you have to be like, hey, don't call me a slur, and the person's gonna go, how dare you?
and I'm like,
what?
are you
I
homophobic? You don't
need
want to be called
call
a
you
slur.
I have to call you a slur.
Yeah, like... all right, where's it go from there?
Okay. When the F slur is said, it is bleeped out, by the way. There is a
Okay.
word in this that I do not know what it means.
Okay.
So please be warned, I'm going to butcher it.
Okay.
I was up by the counter when Joe came in. He immediately started blathering about how F slur we are. And while my husband chuckled, oh, sorry, my PC turned off.
Oh,
While my
rest in
husband
peace.
chuckled, while my husband chuckled awkwardly, I did not. Joe noticed this and said I was a stick in the mud and repressed. I was trying to keep my cool until he called me this is the word I don't. I'm gonna spell it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spell it out of the chat.
Let me make sure I spell it right. That.
Where?
In the Minecraft chat, I don't know what that means either.
Oh.
I'll Google
Okay,
it. It
so
can
it
be on my
says-
account.
Oh my gosh, it literally comes up straight afterwards. It's a
Oh,
slur.
it's a commune in France.
It's also it
That's the
literally
first
says
thing
it
that
straight
showed up.
afterwards. He
Okay.
called me
Hold
a
on,
that
Urban
word
Dictionary.
F slur.
Okay.
Hold on, it gave me the explanation. Well, partial
British
explanation.
F
So
slur,
that word-
maybe? Or
Currently used
French?
as a derogatory name for a Roman Catholic / Republican.
Oh.
and they were
What?
grown
Yeah,
up
they were both
Catholic.
they both grew up Catholic.
Okay. Like, what? Catholic people want to
does-
be repressed so bad. Sorry.
For
Sorry.
anyone who doesn't know what
I've
that
never
term
heard of that
means,
word.
it isn't exactly a slur or anything, but it isn't exactly nice to say either. Me and my husband
Fair.
jokingly call each other that or paddies from time to time if we've done
Oh,
something
'cause they're from
particularly
Ireland?
Irish.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'd never exactly viewed it as a very offensive word to me, but something about this English boy made me snap. I asked him if he thought that it was appropriate to say these appropriate
Sorry, I
things
felt
to
that.
say.
English boy made me snap.
For real. Me, every time I talk to Cloudy live,
What the?
"Brr, I hate English.
Wow. I'm so
English
sad.
people make me snap.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just read further down and you guys are not ready to hear where
Oh
this
God,
story
okay.
goes.
Keep it going.
I asked him if he thought it was appropriate things to say to his boss's partner and started shouting, telling him he's way out of play and if he wants to keep his job, he should buck up. I left to cool down for a bit and 30 minutes later I got a call from my husband berating me, saying that Joe was crying and that he's just a kid. I do feel
He's an
bad
adult.
since... Yeah. I do
He
feel
can-
bad since he's only young, but I still think he needed to be knocked down a step or two. Am I the asshole? Now there's an edit and an update.
Oh, okay.
No, because like while he is young, he is still an adult and he is still like capable of
Yeah,
knowing what he's saying.
I would initially say no, because this isn't the first time he's being told to stop. This is just the first time they've yelled about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you told him repeatedly, not appropriate, like, I don't want to be called that, please, and he's still doing it, and then when you get mad again, he calls you, like, mean words, not the asshole. But I want to hear the update.
Okay, so the edit is the first bit. It says, I see a lot of people making comments about the nature of the relationship between Joe and my husband. My husband has asked Joe to stop on my behalf before, but this isn't something that really bothers my husband, and to be fair, it's his workplace, not mine.
Okay.
The update. Joe is my husband's son.
What? What?
I won't go too much
What?
into the details for both mine and their privacy, but I had a major fight with my husband about why he was being so lenient with him and why he didn't have my back with these things. We were shouting back and forth until he shouted something about blood being thicker than water. I shouted back at him about him being just some boy, and he stopped suddenly. Then he told me, Joe is from an ex-girlfriend of his who's now unable to take care of him, so my husband picked him up. He's been paying child support for years. We each have our own separate bank accounts, so I didn't even notice. I'm contemplating separation and divorce. Someone I've known for 25 years became a stranger in 10 seconds. I physically got sick thinking back to those sexual remarks that he made to his father. My husband always went white as a ghost when he said those things, and that was possibly the only thing he actually gave out to him. But for me, it makes me sick all the time.
My jaw dropped and has not closed.
Me too. Oh my god.
What?
Oh, that was like the biggest plot twist.
Yeah. Do you guys
Oh my
remember when I said 2 seconds
God.
ago I've read further down and you guys
Yeah.
aren't ready to hear what?
Yeah.
Not the asshole. Hello?
No.
So there's a lot to unpack.
Yes, there is.
Okay, just quickly for the viewers, I did not read the story prior. I read the first sentence. So I didn't know that
You
was
got a
coming.
good pick. That's crazy.
I know, right? That was pretty good.
Oh. Yeah.
Whoa.
So why is your son, why are you okay with your son making
Does the son know?
I
Assuming
think so. Well, yeah, because he was paying child support and he took him in, so like
Okay.
he
Yeah, the
knows
mum
that
must
he-
have said.
yeah. That would be crazy though if like his mom was like, "Hey, you should get a job
Wait,
at
so
this
where-
specific place for no reason."
Wait, but then my next question is the son living on his own or is he living with the two?
Yeah, because they're married, so the kid's still living somewhere else. Maybe it's
Maybe
just
he
that
has,
he's
like,
living
an
with his
apartment.
mom still,
Or he's
but
at
like
uni?
he's getting
Or,
the
like,
money by
yeah,
working for his dad.
Uni, or he's living on his own, but he's being financially supported. by
Yeah.
his dad.
Yeah, because
and his
child
mom.
support normally goes to the children. Fun.
Yeah. I
But
will
there
point you
you
out to
go.
stop paying child support in the UK. 'Cause he's 19.
Probably.
I think
Like-
it depends. I think it's mostly 18, but
Huh.
like my just as somebody whose parents are separated, I'm pretty sure my dad still pays some form of child support. Even I
Okay.
think it's to do with how many kids are in the house.
Yeah, it probably also has
Yeah.
something to do with what you agreed on in court. Like,
Yeah, but I think it's also I still live
so-
at home.
yeah, you're
Should
still a
we even
dependent.
Should we even touch on the fact that his son was making sexual comments towards him?
He
This-
asked his dad who's
That's-
the top.
That's why I asked, does he know it's
Yeah.
his dad?
Yeah. Because
It doesn't say.
it's
I
one
wonder.
thing to be saying that to your boss in the workplace.
Saying
But
it's your
then also
dad in the
that-
workplace? Like,
It's crazy. And why was he not? Why did he say something at the beginning of the relationship, or like a little bit in? They've known each
Yeah.
other for 25 years.
they've been married for who knows how many.
Just be like, hey, by the way, I have a kid.
Like, if you didn't expect the kid to ever be in your life again, that's one thing. But when the kid
Yeah.
does come into your life, you gotta say something.
I think if you have a kid, you should say full stop.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Like if you
Uh,
know you
well,
have a kid.
Especially since he's paying child support for this kid. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
like he is actively contributing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, in case something like this happens where the kid comes to you,
The mother
Yeah,
dies.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
That would be crazy. The mom just died and like he shows up at their house like, hey.
Eh.
That, I
technically
would
because he's
divorce that
19,
man.
he wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Well,
He could.
like if it was like years ago, like when he was
Mhm.
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, his dad
I
would
mean,
still
he
be
still
next of
could.
kin.
Also, just to add some context as well, I've just looked. This post was made 21 hours ago.
Oh, this is fresh.
Whoa.
This is recent. How have I gotten? I was talking about so much shit about Reddit before we started.
I love Am I the Asshole posts. I read them with my mom
That's-
on stream sometimes.
I read them when they come up on my TikTok. People like sit and read them, and I'll
my
like
God, yeah.
sit and like listen then. But
That's
I was talking so much shit
that was
about
so
Reddit.
out of left field.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, surely, right, if my parents were gay, I'm saying if,
Right?
because they're not. I wouldn't ask them those questions. I'd be like, what was it like being gay in your time? Like, I'd be so interested in that. I wouldn't care about
If
who's
I
the
said that
toppers
to my
you got
mom,
because that's
she'd
my
get mad because I
parents.
implied she's old.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's like
Hey,
back in your
Monka,
day.
How you doing? How you doing, Monka?
Mother, I'm telling a story about you right now, real quick. When my mom was like 50, 51 maybe, someone at a store asked why she didn't have the seniors mark on her card, and she got really upset. And I'm like, I don't get it, because what do you mean you don't want a discount? What do you mean you don't want
Oh,
the
that's a good
seniors
point.
discount? And she's like, well, I thought she's implying I look old. I thought it's for 65, but it's only for 60. So it's fine. I'm like, what? I don't get it. I
Gotta
want the
get there at
discount
some
now.
point.
Like, yeah, give me that discount early. Hello?
I know. I'll take it.
Yeah, so she was offended that the cashier thought she was 65. But
Oh. I've always said, like, I can't wait for the day that I get a senior discount just for
oh yeah, hell
being
yeah.
old. Like, give me
Sometimes
that
I
discount.
lie and get a student discount
Oh, me too.
because I look younger
still
than I
have
am.
I still have my like student ID card, and usually you just need to show your student ID to get a discount, like at my favorite
Yeah.
store. And like, there's no date on my student ID card. It's just a picture of
Perfect.
my face. They will never know. I can keep that for years.
All right. That was
Okay.
wild, but hit us with another one.
All right.
Moo.
The next one. Hold on. Let me take my jacket off because now I'm overheating.
Okay.
Earlier I was freezing. LOL. Hot flashes. Okay, so this one is not an Am I the Asshole? It's on Today I Fucked Up.
Okay.
And I did not read any of this. I looked at it and that was about it. So, who knows? But today I fucked up by making my girlfriend think I was cheating on her when I was actually planning a surprise.
Ooh.
That commonly happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lack of trust.
So, okay. Alright, this actually happened over the weekend, and I'm still a bit shaken. Hold on, when did they post this? They posted this 2 weeks ago. 18
Okay.
days ago, so it's still pretty fresh. This happened over the weekend, and I'm still a bit shaken and relieved writing this. So my girlfriend, 25 female, and I, 26 male, have been together for 3 years, and I wanted to do something really special for her birthday coming up. I decided I'd plan a surprise party and propose to her at the party in front of our friends and family. Ambitious, I
Aw.
know, but already that's you're good. You're off to a great start.
Yes.
The past few weeks, I've been sneaking around organizing everything. I bought a ring, conspired with her best friend, and even had secret calls with her parents to get the blessing. I was so excited and sure it would be an epic surprise. Okay, so I feel like those things are pretty easy to not make look like cheating.
Yeah. Like you just have the calls when she's not home, or you
Yeah,
order the
or
ring to
you
your
go buy the-
workplace so you're not hiding the package when it gets there. Like,
Yeah, so how did you mess this up? Okay, the fuck up began with all the secretive behavior this required. I'm usually an open book, but suddenly I'm hiding my phone, texting people behind her back, and making
Yeah.
up lame
That's normally how it
excuses to duck
happens.
out of the house. Need to run an errand by. That's
oh,
on you.
brother.
Brother, you could have done this better.
Yeah.
Have you never planned a surprise in your life, is what I'm thinking.
I mean, maybe he hasn't, but like,
Maybe. It's like, how often do you?
yeah. I've only done it twice.
I don't know if I have. I thought this was being slick to avoid spoiling the surprise. In reality, I was acting sketchy as hell. Her best friend,
Yeah.
who was helping me plan, messaged me something like, "Can't wait to see you to go over the final details, winky face."
Oh.
while my
Come
girlfriend was
on.
borrowing my phone to play a song, so this notification popped up while she was holding the phone.
Get a burner. Commit to the surprise. Get a burner.
Yeah, for real.
I snatched the phone back so fast and pretended it was a work message with like a eye roll emoji. Mistake. At that point, I officially raised every suspicious red flag possible. I could feel her side-eyeing me the rest of the night.
As she should.
Yeah, because that's not a work message. Can't wait to see you to go over the final details, Winky Face.
Yeah, why her friend put the winky emoji? Hello. Like that's
how I would have texted.
your best friend's boyfriend? You text a winky
Oh
emoji?
no, not my best friend's boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
And also, I probably would be, like, talking
I
in
hate to say
code
it.
language if I'm planning a surprise. I would be
Mhm.
like,
okay,
Final
I've never planned a
details.
surprise.
yeah.
Not gonna lie, but I must say that I do slightly understand why the girlfriend thought that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I completely
Like-
understand why the girlfriend was sus.
Cause like,
Yeah.
come on. And
Yeah.
getting the best friend to send a winky emoji is just terrible.
And that's bad.
Alright, let's keep going. Where did I leave off? Okay. Over the next few days, I noticed my girlfriend getting quiet and anxious. I tried to play it cool, but I was often rushing off to take calls from the party venue or whispering to her friend about party prep. She started asking me strange questions like, everything okay between us? And I just nervously laughed it off, which only made me look guiltier. You are just digging this hole. Oh my god, you
Yeah.
were digging a hole bad. I was this close to the finish line, so I figured it would be fine once I pulled off the surprise. If I could avoid looking like a cheating jerk for 2 more days.
Too late.
Oh,
Like,
I look, if
I'm
if
really
you're
hoping the
planning
story
a
ends
surprise
good.
party, why is this surprise party so intense that you're taking phone calls like every single day about it? That's crazy.
yeah.
I mean, if you're planning like an engagement and stuff, I do kind of get it. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to make sure it's perfect and you want to.
But I feel
film
like-
with the venue, but
There's definitely times where he is alone, you know, where he
That's
could,
true.
Where he could like plan a day and be
That's-
like, okay, I'm gonna do all my phone calls on this day while she is working.
I also
My
maybe this is just me, but I feel like if someone's planning a secret proposal, you're probably in a point at the relationship where if something suspicious happens, you're like, oh my god, they're proposing. Not, oh my god,
Ooh,
they're
not
cheating.
cheating. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Sorry.
oh my god, it's the wedding venue.
it's the wedding venue. Moo, are you cheating on me?
Oh my god.
Or are you planning a proposal?
We'll never know.
Yeah, cause like that. Okay, let's see.
I hope
So,
this goes well.
well,
for
last
them both.
Friday, it all came crashing down. I came home and found my girlfriend in tears, holding my iPad. Pro tip: if you have Apple devices, they all get your iMessages. Yeah, they
Yep,
Yes, they do.
that's how it works.
do. She and all your pictures as well.
Wait, this is from 2 weeks ago and he's just now learning that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not very bright, it seems.
I'm afraid not.
Maybe she likes him like that.
She had she had seen some of my message exchanges with her best friend about the plan and keeping it secret. Pringle, I'm
Oh.
recording a podcast.
Real has thoughts about this guy.
She does. One out of context line from me said, "I can't wait to finally do this. It's so hard to keep lying to girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Personally, I would not be texting absolutely anything about
No,
the
that's
surprise. It would just be on phone calls or like, I don't know. Maybe I need to plan a surprise. Girl.
Even on text, like put your iPad on Do Not Disturb.
Why?
That way
yeah,
it will
or, like,
get the notifications.
How do you not know that though? Because when you open up your iPad, the like text.
It says sync
app-
with.
Yeah. You sync it when you first get it, and then like the text app is always there. Like
yeah. Start using
There's no
Snapchat
way
or
you-
something. disappear?
Real.
Yeah, this is one of the
Email.
only times I'll say
Why
use
not
Snapchat.
like email about the surprise?
Yeah, who's going through their significant other's emails? Like, if you got tea that deep, I don't care. Like,
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I can't wait to finally do this. It's so hard to keep lying to girlfriend. I meant lying to her about why I was busy, but oh my god, out of context, it looked bad. She
Yup.
confronted me sobbing, thinking I was having an affair with her best friend or something. She was shaking. My heart absolutely dropped into my stomach, and I started panicking, trying to explain. It's not what you think. Oh. Okay. It took
please
me
tell
a
me he
solid minute-
actually told her and didn't try and keep the lie up.
I hope so. I hope so. Okay, it took me a solid minute to get her to stop yelling and listen. I was literally on my knees, not exactly how I planned this, trying to calm her down and tell her the truth. I said, I swear I was lying because I'm planning a surprise for you. Please just open that closet. She was confused and still sniffle crying and opened the closet, where I hid the birthday gift bag with the ring box inside. She turned back
Oh.
to me, and I just blurted out everything, the party, the proposal, how her friends and parents were in on it, and that I'm an idiot. She went from angry crying to shocked crying, and finally started happy crying once it clicked. I ended up officially proposing to her right then and there on our living room floor, because why not at that point? Good. I'm glad he didn't keep the lie.
Yeah. Also, I
not-
relate to her just crying for every emotion.
Yeah, she went through 3 different stages of crying. Not the grand romantic tableau. I don't know that word. Maybe
Tableau.
Camden does. Tableau. I
I
envisioned,
hope they
but
still had the party.
the ring made it onto her finger. She said yes through lots of tears and a half laugh about how absurd the whole situation was. We just sat on the floor hugging each other, both kind of trembling, her from the emotional roller coaster I put her on, and me from narrowly avoiding complete disaster. Later on, when things calmed down, she did kind of scold me. You dummy, I really thought you were cheating, you scared me. Fair, I feel like
Fair.
a total jerk for putting her through that. We also had a laugh when she realized her best friend's winky face texts were about cake and decorations, not secret hookups. In the end, we decided to still go through with the birthday party that night and act like the proposal was a surprise in front of her friends. It was awkwardly hilarious because everyone but her thought she was genuinely surprised when I got down on one knee. They had no idea she found out beforehand. We haven't told that part of the story to our families yet. That little fiasco is just between us.
That's sweet.
And that's the end.
Can I be so real?
Of course.
This is either gonna make me sound really bad. Actually, it is probably gonna make me sound really bad. I fully agree with her. Like, I could be dating somebody for years and years and years, but if I saw messages like that, I too would immediately go, "Oh my god, they're cheating."
Yeah.
Because
See-
worst case scenario is what would go through my head.
Yeah. And my thing
Like,
with
I
that
wouldn't think
is,
that.
I'd confront on the first message. I'd be like, tell me now or
Oh,
bye.
yeah.
Like, that first,
Yeah, I
that
would've
winky
confronted.
face, over.
Over. Yeah. I would not have
I would have confronted,
kept
but
sitting with that anxiety.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
my first thought would have definitely been the same of like, I could have been dating, like, they were dating for 3 years, but I would have still been the same of like, are they cheating on me? But I would
Yeah.
have called it out a lot sooner, I think. I'd like to hope so.
I think it's kind of funny how they faked a proposal afterwards. Like, I would have just, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
had a fun party, you know, and left the proposal bit out of it. Or, like, they
That's
could do,
kinda
like,
sweet though.
they could do, like, an engagement announcement together at the party
Yeah.
instead.
Also, like,
Um,
how, sorry, Moo.
oh, keep going, I was done.
I was just say how crazy that was her best friend, so she couldn't even like message her best friend like, do you think I'm overreacting?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
message the best friend, so you cheating? You cheating
I'm-
hole?
And, like, that's even more stress on her because it's with her best friend. Like, if it's not
Yeah.
like he's planning it with, like, his best friend or, like,
Yeah.
her mom or something. Like, that would have been so much easier if you were planning that with, like, her mom, because then it would be like,
Yeah, you're
"Oh, my
not
mom
cheating
said
on her
no
with her
to
mom.
face."
Like,
Okay, Shout out to my future boyfriend or girlfriend or partner. If you're gonna
Slay.
plan a proposal, plan it with my mother.
Real. I don't
So,
want to get
just-
married, but if you're gonna propose, my mom better be involved, or I'm saying no.
Oh yeah, my mum better be involved, but also because then I won't immediately go, oh my god, am I being cheated on? And then I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about like messaging my best friend and being like, wait, my best friend's in on this.
Hmm.
Plan it with my mother.
Also, like, my best, like, okay, my IRL best friend, I like, literally, I don't know if she'll ever watch this, but I have pictures saved on my phone of like rings and stuff she said she liked. So if I ever catch whiff that her boyfriend is thinking, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be
That's so
knocking on
smart.
his front door, okay? I'm going to
I
be
would trust you with
involved.
that.
But I'm not gonna be, there's no behind the back texting happening.
No,
None of
it's
that.
all in person.
Yeah.
I must say, I would trust Kanga to do that. To like go ring shopping. With
I've
my
never
partner.
spoken to this man before, but I
but
will
I
find a way.
You seem like the person who'd be like, right, here is what they actually like, and you wouldn't be awkward with it. You'd just be like, right,
Oh,
ring
yeah.
shopping, let's do it.
Oh yeah. I actually know
I think part of you
someone
would enjoy it.
told their partner, if you propose with anything other than a pink diamond ring, I'm going to say no. Just so you know. I was like,
Wow.
that seems like drama queen, but also
That's so.
she
like, valid.
outright told the partner this. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
like
kinda
they
valid, but like,
Yeah,
whoa.
it's not like they were telling their friend or their mom and just like, he better know what I want. Like, they told the partner, like, hey, I want a pink diamond for my engagement ring.
And they
That's
better get
kind
that.
of like
Yeah, and she got it, and they're married and they have a kid.
Good.
So,
shout out to that person.
yeah, like she knew what she wanted, and the partner was like, all right, sounds
I-
good. Like,
I love like non-traditional engagement rings and like wedding rings
mm-hmm.
because like I don't know, I find diamonds boring.
I don't like wearing rings. It's too stimulating. Much.
Yeah, I'd put mine on a necklace. I have like a
Yeah.
slight feeling that's something I would do.
I also don't really like. I don't like the feeling of metal.
Oh,
So,
that's so fair.
yeah,
I
like
say
I have
that
a
as someone with multiple piercings.
my like fancy expensive watch is made of wood. Like, I don't
that's
wear
cool.
metal.
That is
Please send me a photo. I
Oh,
haven't seen it.
absolutely. It's like
Thank you.
costs like $300, and I got it for free.
Whoa.
That's
King of
fucking good.
King of Steals.
No, they
Oh.
sent it to me. The company sent it to me for free. I took advertising photos for it, and I got to keep it.
Whoa, that's cool.
Sometimes I forget that people don't know. As a teenager, I got sent like HR packages and stuff. All not HR. Hang on, that's human resources. PR. There it is. I got sent like free stuff in PR, and I promoted products and took photos. That's what I did with my teenage years while everyone else is partying.
Anyway, you know that there's like bone meal in the hut?
You gotta go to the hut.
I'm
It's a
gonna
hut.
pretend I did know that.
Okay,
And it's in bone block form, so you don't have to
you
get
get extra.
it.
All right,
Oh,
let me
who's
see what I
next?
got. Me.
I must just quickly on the other story. I am glad they went through with the party.
Yeah.
Like you put that much time and effort into it, you better be going through.
Yeah, you just gotta tell all the friends. Sorry, guys. Propose in the living room.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, my stepdad did that.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I already knew she's a lesbian?
Ooh, okay.
Any initial thoughts?
Depends how you told her.
Fair.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what I
fair.
was thinking.
Okay.
But probably not the asshole.
Okay.
Like if the daughter, was it daughter you said?
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
she's
sobbing
a lesbian, so
Sorry, is sobbing, crying, and you just go, well, I already knew. Maybe not the time. Maybe console
Okay.
her, and then say, I had
Okay.
a feeling.
I already know what happens
That's
because I did read mine in advance.
all right, let's get into it.
Okay. I 46 female. My daughter is 16 female. Her 16th birthday was yesterday. This is from November 2022.
Oh my god, they're like
Is this
19 now.
you said this is a mom? This is a mom.
Yeah, this is a mother.
Okay.
mother-daughter.
Okay.
Her 16th birthday was yesterday. Every birthday I bake her a cake. I've done it since her first birthday. I was baking in the afternoon when she got in the kitchen saying, "Mom, I need to tell you something." I stopped what I was doing to pay attention to her and asked what's wrong. She said, "Mom, I have to be honest with you." She spoke a little speech about how much she loves me and how she can't keep this a secret anymore. "So I'm glad that I can finally tell you that I like girls. I'm a lesbian." I immediately responded with, "I know." She was shocked and shouted, "You knew? How?" I feel like she shouldn't have just said, "I know." You could have started with like, "I still love you. I like this will never change how I feel about you." You know, like,
Just
done a little more.
Like, just be like, "Don't worry, I love you. By the way, ha ha ha, I already knew. It was obvious." I don't know. But like the first thing should be like, "I love you," or something like that.
Did my mum write this post? Because when I came out to my mum, she literally, like, because I wrote on a note and she turned around to me, she was like, "Yeah, I had a feeling."
I never came out to my parents, so I don't know. I just had a girlfriend one day.
That's so fair.
And my mom was like,
But,
"Yeah,
like-
makes sense."
Yeah, maybe console the child first.
Yeah, like
they
if
don't-
they're giving a
If they're
whole
that worked up
speech and
about it,
stressed, yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
But like, if the daughter instead was like, "Hey, Mom, I'm gay. I know. That's fine."
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all to do with tone.
Yeah, she kind of
Like,
talks about that here.
She's full on giving you a whole speech, probably about to break down.
You'll love what the mother says. So the daughter said, "You knew how?" I said, "Honey, you have gay written all over your face." That's crazy. "Honestly, I wasn't even expecting you to come out, just to come home one day to introduce your girlfriend to us." She started crying a little.
Oh, that's fair.
Then I continued talking and retelling some key moments that gave way she likes girls. Like the moment in first grade when she referred to her best friend as her bride. She asked if her dad knows, and I said yes. She was hurt. She said that she'd been planning coming out for so long. She was riddled with anxiety every time she tried to speak to me or her dad about it, and that I should have told her that I knew so she could skip all the near anxiety attacks.
That's fair.
Yeah, I said that there was
At the same
always...
time-
Yeah. I said that
At the
there's...
same time, what if the mum doesn't want to say something just in case it's not?
Yeah,
true?
that's what she's about to say.
Oh.
I said that there was always a chance I could be wrong or that she could be bi or pan, and in the end, she's a separate person and her sexuality's not my business. I told her I love her so much that this changes nothing and I'll welcome any partner of hers. She nodded her head but started crying and went to her room. I finished the cake, but she went out that night with her friends instead. I saved the cake in the fridge, waited for her to come home, but when she arrived, she went straight to her room. Today she left for school barely saying good morning to me. I don't know if I was too cold, too distant, or whatever. Something is wrong here, and I don't know if it is me. Am I the asshole? And then there's an update.
Okay. As of right now, before the update, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to know why the daughter is upset, like lasting into the next few days. You know,
Yeah.
like
Okay. I'll read the update.
being upset for that day makes sense, or like right after, because that's a lot of emotion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and realizing that the thing you've been so anxious about, you didn't need to be anxious about, is always. I feel like that's worse than the anxiety, because then it's like, oh.
We're clearly very different people, because there is next to nothing my mother could say that'll stop me from eating a birthday cake, okay?
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Kind of
love my
not.
birthday
This
cake,
one.
Yeah.
especially my birthday.
Yeah, that
cake.
my
I
mother
think
handmade for me. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm missing out on that. Update. Last night I spoke to my daughter. She was still very emotional, but she allowed me to speak to her. I apologized for my response, told her I was sorry, that I understood it was a very big moment. You guys have made me self-conscious about the way I say sorry, by the way.
Aw.
Why?
Because
I love it, though. It's
everyone
so
always says,
cute.
"Oh, you say it so Canadian. You sound so Canadian when
Yeah.
you say it." And I'm like, and now I'm really conscious of it.
It's so
Can I
cutesy. It's
just
like,
interrupt
sorry.
this?
Yes.
You just said, I'm self-conscious of the way I say sorry because everyone thinks I sound so Canadian, but you are Canadian.
I know, but before I had American friends, I never knew I said it differently than
Oh.
them. Like, I thought we
I
sounded the
just think you
same.
do. Well, you don't sound American, but I don't think you say it that differently.
Fair. Just well, everyone says that here because that's just is how Canadians say it. Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
irrelevant
One
to
of my
this story.
favorite, it's probably my favorite like Canadian thing of like Canadian
That's fair.
what's the word?
Canadianisms.
Accent, yeah.
Yeah. She said she was sorry for acting out, but I told her she had nothing to apologize for. We had a long talk. She opened up about her fears. She was trying to not be so obviously queer because some kids at her school are awful against queer kids. Knowing that she is obviously
makes
gay
sense.
spiked her fears. I apologized
So-
again. Yeah, and will talk to the school administrators as soon as I can. I need to protect my daughter. She spoke about her anxiety issues. After the talk, she was calmer, but I'm worried about her. I think she might have an anxiety disorder, and I'll book her a psychologist for that. She agreed to go to a psychologist. She also said that she loved me and was glad I supported her. I told everything to her dad, and he also spoke to her more or less the same I did. And he's going to take her to the movies tomorrow. Thank you all. Mostly to the queer people telling their experiences in the comments.
Yeah, I didn't really
That
think about
explains it.
like where they lived in
Yeah.
context to it because like it really depends on where you live.
Oh, yeah. It's scary
asshole-
to be told that people can tell you're gay.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
get that.
But also, I love when people tell me that. But I think it's because I am less likely to be in a bad situation because of it.
Yeah, and if you genuinely don't know how your parents are going to react,
Oh yeah.
like having,
Like
for
before I came
example,
out.
yeah, like before she told her parents, if someone at school had been like, oh yeah, we know
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gay, that's terrifying.
Yeah. No, but that's what I was gonna say. It's literally just like now I don't care. But if I was in school and somebody had said like before I came out, I mean that literally happened. It was written in the bathroom, and I was like, I didn't know I was gay at the time, and I was like, this is terrifying.
How'd they know?
And then I realized.
I didn't
yeah.
have any of those experiences, so I don't really have anything to say because
Fair.
where I
I'm
live
glad
is
it had a
very
happy
like
ending.
it's very like progressive enough.
Nah.
Like there was a lot of gay people even like in middle school, so it was just normal for my school. There was still bullying and everything, but like
The first
I don't know. It wasn't
The
like
f-
for school, I guess.
The first kid I remember coming out, there's two like big sort of the school became aware of them coming out. So I remember the first one was this guy who was pretty obviously gay, okay, and some people were like making up rumors about it and making fun of him, and he made a social media post because it's like 2014. So of course he did, made an Instagram post saying that yes, I am gay, me, and then these two guys were trying to bully him about it. And the popular girls were like, we're not gonna be your friend if you're mean to him. I don't think anyone was ever homophobic again. I'm sure they are now, but they weren't homophobic to that guy. And then the second one was this girl whose parents were very homophobic. And she just like wanted, like I was friends with her at the time. And I knew her parents had once told her brother that if he ever ended up being gay, they were gonna kick him out. So she was
Oh.
like terrified. But she like talked about her sexuality and wanting to be herself in an essay that she read in front of the class, which is very sweet. So thank God they didn't have the don't say gay bullshit then. Because they would have had to like contact her parents and she would have got kicked out of her home. I mean, we don't have that here, but I wouldn't be surprised if it trickles down on the Trumps in again. Trickles up, I guess?
Yeah, trickles up.
Breaks
floats
my
up.
heart.
Ridiculous. Yeah, so...
I think it's just I had quite a positive coming out experience. Well, I had
And I didn't
got
have
bullied
a
and
coming out
shit, but
experience.
Yeah. Either
You came out to
really.
me.
I kind of just
Did
like,
Not
I?
really, but no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did I?
Well,
These
you
are,
mentioned liking a girl. I said that was coming out,
Oh,
and I said, "Cool." I can't remember who it was.
I don't
I
know.
think you said a celebrity was really pretty, and I was like, "Aha!"
I just...
I feel like I always knew that Kangov was gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think. I don't
Like,
think I
we
ever
met
thought
each
you
other
were straight
recently
edge.
enough.
Yeah.
It's like, my
No,
thing...
because like when I first met you, I don't know. I think I didn't think you were straight, but I was also like not sure.
That's fair. I don't talk about it much. Or like I used to not talk about it at all.
Yeah, and we weren't besties then.
Yeah. Like, cause my thing, I feel like I've said this on the podcast before. Maybe when we were talking about scissoring in episode 1.
Yeah.
But-
We were talking about
We were. Watch episode 1 if you hasn't. It's a great
I
time.
actually don't remember us talking.
Oh, well, we did.
I do.
We didn't even talk about it in a sexual way. We talked about it in a practicality way. Like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
I still.
I fully remember
Like-
this.
Anyways, I feel like I've said this before, and it has nothing to do with scissoring. I
This was said on the podcast. I know what you're about to say.
don't tell people I'm gay. Because if they can't already tell, they don't need to know.
The
like
guest
if-
wasn't at that. It wasn't a podcast episode. You said it
Yeah.
on stream.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
you look
okay.
gay.
Yeah, I'm like, if you can't tell, if you're so determined to force like heteronormativity on me, I'm not safe telling you I'm gay. So you don't need to know. You can think I'm straight and that's fine.
Yeah.
So I
I'm the
don't
same
tell
way
people.
because like I'm the same way as like if you can't tell by looking at me.
Yeah, like I know I don't look straight.
Wait, guys, do I look straight? I'm scared now.
No,
Not really.
you have piercings.
I
If you
don't think I
didn't, if you
did.
didn't have your piercings, you would look.
Whoa,
straight.
okay, you're gonna have to contact my sister then. Because she's straight. And she has like as many, if not
You
more,
can-
piercings than Cloud.
You can have piercings and be straight also, but like
Also, Cloudy, you're non-binary. Can you be straight? What's the opposite gender of non-binary?
Oh, don't. I've had this conversation before and I've never got an answer.
Okay, yeah, I don't know how that
I don't-
works.
I think it's
But I
just
get
that
scared that
non-binary
people
people,
look-
can't be straight.
Yeah.
I get scared that people look at me and think I'm straight. Because a lot of people look at me and go, that's a woman. So, like, what about
I
if people
think-
look at me and go,
Tea.
I think people could.
We'll insert pictures of you in the podcast. Let the commenters decide.
I just want
Alright,
people to look at me and go, there's a
Vote on-
person.
Vote on.
Does
if
Cloudy
look
straight? Should I put it on Reddit?
No.
Do it. Do I look straight?
Do I look
Well, I
straight?
be
think, like,
honest.
you also.
Hold on, I'm gonna message
It
my
depends
friends.
on the
They'll
context.
get
If I
me.
saw you at your job and I didn't know
Do
you, I would
you?
maybe like not
Right.
be sure of your sexuality. But if you're wearing like your normal outfit and clothes and like how you dress, I'd
Yeah.
be like, no, there's no way you're straight.
Yeah, if someone
I'm asking on
asked me,
Twitter.
does that look like a straight person? I'd go, no.
I've put it on Twitter and I messaged 2 of my closest friends.
But I wouldn't be thinking
IRL
about it.
friends.
Like, if I just saw you
Yeah.
at your job, I wouldn't be like, oh, a gay.
But if you. Really?
Yeah, but if you were, like, walking around on the street and someone's like, hey, do you think that person's gay? I'd be like, yeah.
I
Or
remember
they're at
when
least
I
not
told my
straight.
boss I wasn't straight. And she then was like, oh, yeah, I figured. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
like-
good. She's very supportive, though. One of her sons is gay. Like, she's
Yeah.
great. But it was when she went, yeah, I figured. was
Yeah, I
like,
don't know.
"Oh."
I've only ever come out to one person. And her response was basically, yeah, me too. And I was like, slay.
Yeah.
Shout out to that
Yeah,
same
but-
IRL best friend who I have pictures saved of rings she likes.
Shout out to them. I know them.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause, like in middle school, for whatever reason, I felt like I had to do a like dramatic coming out to my like friend circle
Hmm.
because like they all thought this is middle school also, so this is me like 12-year-old, and I like sent like a group text to everyone, and like everyone was just like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like all of your friends are gay. What are you talking about?
Like, yeah, of course you
This
are
is the-
too.
this
Like,
this is a circle full of gay people.
yeah.
See, when I came out as, like, not straight, people were like that. But then when I came out with my gender, people were like, really? And I was like, was it not obvious? I feel like I made it quite obvious that, like,
Yeah.
something wasn't going on.
I feel like
I,
that.
was
I had
right.
mixed reviews on that one.
Yeah, it's harder with gender because of how loose gender norms are becoming.
True, but
It's like-
I also had said to people, like, maybe don't use those pronouns and stuff. And then I came out and they were like, what?
Oh,
was like,
well,
hold
yeah,
on.
then
I was
they're
like-
just maybe ignorant.
I
Or at
was like,
least
"There's so many
oblivious."
signs."
See, like I didn't really start telling anyone that I was trans until like after
quarantine had started, like in high school, I was still just like, hee hee hee, I'm just existing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Though.
like,
High school's
vibing.
scary. Teenagers
Well,
are
like,
scary.
also, teenagers are scary, but also I was like not sure what I was doing, so I was just vibing for high school. But like half the people were like, "Yeah, I kind of assumed something was up," and I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" As I'm like sitting there like fully in like, all
Man-spreading.
nice clothes and like have never worn anything feminine in the past like years ever. And then there was some people that were like, I'm not friends with her anymore actually, but she was, maybe that was a sign. Maybe that should have been a sign to not be friends with her.
Oh.
She was like, "What? No way."
Hmm.
There was only one person that was like that. And then I would like just put it on my Instagram story, and I was like, "Okay, whatever. If you haven't figured it out by now, there you go."
Yeah. All right, Cloudy, hit us with your next story.
It's funny that we're talking about that because I am like, can we pause for a second?
Sure.
Because I need to like get an ice pack or something because I'm like absolutely dying.
Why are you saying, oh,
we
did
s-
your friend say you look straight?
Yeah, he said if I didn't know you, maybe, but I'm not exactly great at being able to.
What a bad gaydar.
Okay.
Is it Kangup's turn?
No, it's Cloudy's turn. I just told one
Okay.
about the lesbian.
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, so this story, I need to just say I have not read. I don't know where this is going.
Okay.
Let me jump out the way. I read the title to you guys before this, and Moo said to keep it and to use it. So,
Oh, yes. Okay.
am I the asshole for filing for divorce after discovering my partner had an emotional affair with God that led to a bizarre ritual?
I need to know what the ritual is.
Does anybody have any thoughts to start with?
Well, we off camera discussed that we all believe in emotional cheating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't
this was
know,
posted
like-
8 hours ago.
Whoa.
Oh.
You were just
Are
looking
you
at most
like-
recent posts, I think.
I don't know how. I just scrolled.
I
Well,
guess-
hopefully it'll be as good as the last one.
Yeah, I guess my thing is like, if you're that committed to God, become a monk, like, or whatever the
Yeah,
male. Is
I
there a
feel
male
like-
version of a nun? Is that just a monk?
Yeah, it's a monk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I was
they're-
gonna say
they're
become a
not
nun,
like
but-
they're not exactly equivalent, but like yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
the person is non-binary.
oh. So become
It
a
is
nun.
mentioned in a minute.
I feel like we can't say anything until we get into this one.
That's
What
fair.
do
Yeah.
you mean they had an affair with God?
Okay. Well, yeah, let's hear
Hi
it.
Reddit. It starts with a
Hey.
hi Reddit.
Hey,
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 I'm spiraling and need perspective.
Oh.
hey.
I, 34 male, have been married to my partner, Alex, 32 and non-binary, for
Slay.
6 years. We've had our ups and downs, but I thought we were solid, open communication, shared goals, no major red flags. That's what you need in a relationship.
Wait, how old were they? 30s?
34 and 32.
Okay. Early 30s.
Until last month when I stumbled across something that left me questioning everything. For context, I'm glad there's context. Alex has always been spiritual but not religious. They'd meditate, read
Oh.
philosophy, and talk about connecting with the universe. I'm agnostic, but I support their journey.
Hey.
About a year ago, Alex started getting really into this new spiritual group they found online. It wasn't a church or
Uh-oh.
a cult. I checked. Brackets.
Are you
Okay. Is this gonna be the
Just a
flying
loose-
spaghetti demon?
sure? Yes. That's the only religion I believe
You know,
in.
your colanders, kids.
It wasn't a church or a cult, I checked. Just a loose community focused on divine intimacy. I didn't think much of it. Alex seemed happy, and they spent hours journaling or chanting alone. They called it self-discovery. Here's where it gets weird. If it wasn't weird already.
Yeah, because that is weird.
I noticed Alex was pulling away emotionally.
Ooh.
Wow, that's weird, because we were talking about emotional cheating. They'd been secretive with their phone, spending late nights in the
Wait,
backyard
Cloudy, pause.
meditating.
Pause.
Yes.
We're talking about emotional cheating because of this story.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't think it would actually go that route.
That's the title of the story.
I know, but I don't know. Something in my brain was like, this is gonna go.
I thought you were just like, wow, what a crazy coincidence. We talked about that.
No, I thought
Okay,
in
sorry.
my head it's a Reddit story, so it's gonna go a completely different direction to what we thought. So when
That's
it went
fair.
actually the direction
Okay.
we thought, I was like,
Well, I mean,
"Huh."
considering the plot twist of that guy
Yeah.
being his son,
Yeah.
I think you never
Yeah.
know.
I just needed to interject and make sure you didn't think one of us magically brought that up. Unrelated. Okay, please
I
continue.
knew what you meant. I was just like, this story's definitely not gonna go that way. It's gonna be something completely like different because that's what the last one was. And then when it started going that way, I was like, wow,
Okay.
we predicted it. Okay. They'd been secretive with their phone, spent late nights in the backyard meditating, in quotations,
Ooh.
and stopped being affectionate. I asked if something was wrong, and they'd say, I'm just deepening my connection with the divine. I felt like I was
Right.
losing them, but didn't push too hard. Okay.
Hey, I mean, self-discovery is necessary sometimes, but
This kind of reminds me of my old neighbor that I had that used to stand outside holding a stick all day, talking to the sun gods.
I
Pause
Okay.
while I have a drink, but like that's mad.
Yeah,
wish I could
Love
afford
this
to.
I love him though, but
I wish I could afford to be a crazy person.
me too. The thing is though, he couldn't afford that. They ended up kicking him out of the
Oh.
apartment. He was on
Eccentric. I
something,
want to be
but, like,
eccentric. Like I don't want to say
Yeah.
crazy because that's kind of like
Yeah,
pushing the
had a vibe
boundary.
going on. He had a vibe going on. We just
Yeah.
couldn't get there. He was talking to the sun god. I believe him.
yeah. Like I want to be rich enough to collect like the hands off of ancient dolls or something, you know, and just display them in my house. And you come in and you're like, are you okay? You know, I want to be that kind of rich. That's my dream. Anyways,
Hang
Oh,
on,
yeah,
I hope we get
please.
to achieve it.
thank you. See,
I
you
feel
can
like that's something
buy
that you could achieve though. Like
You
you could
can-
get baby doll hands.
no at my local dollar store. You can buy baby doll parts, like just the hands or just the feet. And I see them and I'm like, what would I do with those?
If I bought you a bag,
Uh-huh.
what would you be like confused, or would you like let me do it?
Just
would
a,
you be
a
like,
bag
yeah.
of baby doll parts?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to start collecting at that point.
Okay. I
You'd
know I'm
launch my
getting there.
career.
Kango streams won't be gaming anymore. They'll just be
It'll be
my
taking
baby doll
apart
part
dolls.
connection.
Do you guys remember Graveyard Girl?
Yes, I was thinking about her
Yes.
the entire time.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because she
She's
had
so
like dolls.
awesome.
She had her dolls everywhere.
Yeah. That's
I love
creepy.
her
I don't
house.
like the faces of the dolls. Like I have a stair doll and I love it because my grandma made it, but she does live in a trunk in my closet. Like I don't want her
Yeah,
peeping
that's
at
fair.
me. Anyhow, emotional cheating.
Emotional cheating.
God.
I felt like I was losing them but didn't push too hard. Last month, I borrowed Alex's laptop to send an email. Mine was dead. And I saw an open document titled Sacred Union Log. Curiosity got me, and I read it. I wish I hadn't. It
Ooh.
detailed Alex's emotional affair with God. Not like I love God in a religious way, but pages of intimate, almost romantic letters to the divine essence, describing how they felt consumed by this presence. It got weirder. Alex wrote about a holy ritual they did in our backyard where they offered their body to God under the moonlight. The description was explicit.
So they're
Oh,
writing
they didn't s-
self-insert fanfic with God?
They didn't sleep with anybody else, I don't think, is in
Hmm.
brackets. But they wrote about feeling ecstasy and union during this act, like it was a sexual experience with a spiritual entity. I confronted Alex, but they didn't deny it. They said they've been in love with the divine and that this ritual was their way of merging with the infinite. They insisted it wasn't cheating because it wasn't human, but admitted they'd been distant because they felt torn between me and this higher connection. They
That's,
said they
yeah.
So at first, what I thought was gonna happen was that the cheating with God was like God was some other member of this group, that like a leader of the group, you know? And
yeah, not actual God, but
yeah,
like
and like they were
Oh, I was
like a
expecting
priest.
actual God.
like maybe they had a belief that like if you do this ritual with the leader
Yeah.
of the group, then that's God, because I don't know.
I want to know what body they offered in the garden.
Their own.
Like, yeah, but like, how? I want to know what.
I think you
happened.
just like, you know, like how with demons you have to, or vampires you have to give permission to come to your house. Demons you have to give them permission to enter your body. I think it's like that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, God, if you want to come snatch me up, you can.
I'm ready for you, God.
Like if you need a new vessel, come on down.
Oh my god. The next sentence, not the next sentence, but a sentence that's coming up just like made my brain like hurt. They said they still love me, but they need to honor their truth. I was floored. I felt betrayed, like I'd been replaced by God.
Okay.
That's the part that's made my brain hurt. Like, I've been replaced by God. I told Alex I couldn't handle this and moved out to a friend's place. Last week, I filed for a divorce. I don't know if I'm overreacting. Alex says I'm being narrow-minded and that this is just their spirituality, not infidelity. But I feel like they crossed the line emotionally and maybe even physically in a way that I can't unsee. It's not about religion, it's about them prioritizing this divine romance over our marriage. My friends are split. Some say it's not cheating since no one else was involved and I should respect Alex's beliefs. Others say it's emotional infidelity and the ritual stuff is a deal breaker. I'm torn because I don't want to shame Alex's spirituality, but I feel like I've been cheated on by the concept. Am I the asshole for filing for divorce? I think if you filed for divorce, you already know your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I think that like, so he said like, this is not a cult. I checked. I think you should check again because
I do like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a church or cult. I checked.
because you know it's not like you can like fact check. Hey, is this thing a cult? Like it's not gonna tell you. It's
Yeah.
gonna be secretive. Like that's the whole point of it is you don't know until you get into it that it's a cult. And I think like that this person might just like need some help. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, I
seems
mean,
like they've gotten sucked into it like pretty intensely. So
my thing is that it depends how truly disrespectful about it you're being, because you can say like whether it's cheating or not, which I don't really think it is, but you know, regardless of whether it's cheating or not, if you're not comfortable being married to that person anymore, like if it makes you uncomfortable and you don't feel safe, or like you don't want to be the partner anymore, it's worse to like string them along. Like I think divorce is the correct option, whether they were cheating or not. They don't need to be cheating for you to divorce them. You can divorce for another reason.
I think also whether you think you're the asshole or not, you've already left them and want to file for divorce. So I feel like in your head you already know that you don't agree with it, whether anybody says anything or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would count it as cheating or not, because it's definitely wrong how he's acting.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, it's so hard to say things without like, I don't know.
I think it wouldn't matter in my head whether it was a god, it wouldn't matter. You still, Alex in this story, still pushed them aside for something else
That's wrong.
that they wanted
Yeah.
a relationship with. Whether it was a god and they couldn't have a relationship with them or not, it doesn't matter. They still pushed their own partner, and they'd been married for what, it was like 6 years, it said,
Yeah.
and they still pushed them aside for this.
Yeah, it's also different if it's like the fact that it's just suddenly come into his life. It's not like he's believed in this his whole life and his partner was getting in the way of it.
It was
It's
literally just
new.
like a bit of spirituality growing up, but nothing like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not like, because like at the beginning he was like, I said like or the partner is agnostic, and that was fine, like with Alex being religious,
Hmm.
but so like that's already fine, but then like you're not, the things have changed, like you're not the asshole for like
Yeah.
him once he's getting intense with it, because like if you had met him when he is how he is now, you would not get with him. You would not.
Exactly.
You'd be like, this guy's
Yeah.
crazy. I don't want. You would go on a date with him and you would leave halfway.
Yeah, I think that's something that, like, monogamy is so knocked into our brains that they're like, well, if you've married someone, that's it. That sealed the deal, like, sealed your fate. Till death do
Yeah,
us
no.
part. I'm like, okay, what about till I don't like them anymore and does us part? I know that
Yeah.
sounds so bad, but do you really want to be
No, I'm
married to
with
someone
you.
who doesn't like you? Like, you're allowed to change your mind.
I must say
Like,
that the sentence.
personally, I would not date someone who is religious, just because like
Yeah,
I
and that's so
don't think
fair.
I don't think it would work out. Like, I'm not religious in any way, and like that would just lead to arguments. But like, I would, even if I was okay with it, I wouldn't want someone who's putting God over me.
Yeah.
I think.
Like,
see,
you can
in
go
the
to church on
sentence-
Sunday and come home and like
Yeah.
bless, but like,
Yeah, you know, say a prayer before Christmas dinner, and
yeah.
that's chill.
I
But
think
if you're
seeing the
going out and
sentence I
having
feel
full-on
cheated by
rituals
God.
with your God and then
Yeah,
not
if you-
talking to me,
Yeah, if you feel like you're being cheated on, that's a
Yeah.
It was
bit.
just that sentence. That was the sentence that made me go, "Yeah, no, you're not the asshole." Like, I feel cheated by God. Like,
Yeah.
and it had like a question mark afterwards, which made it just worse.
are there any comments on it?
There was one. I think I actually closed the page to find another
Oh.
story,
No, it's okay. We don't have to worry about it.
So, like,
but there was like one that said, "No, you're not the asshole."
the person doing the cheating doesn't get to decide if it's cheating or not.
No.
Also, I think. Listeners, if you're in a relationship where you're not, like, you know, married for 40 years or whatever, like, at that point, too little too late, but if you're in a semi-new relationship or an unmarried relationship, have a chat with your partner about what you consider cheating. You know, just have a little
Yeah.
have a little
You should
conversation real quick.
Chat about that, like in the first like month. Of
Yeah.
Being with someone.
Like, I
Maybe
told my
even, like,
partner, I was like,
person-
hey, if you ever cheat on me at all, it's over. Don't even try and explain yourself or talk to me. Just pack your stuff and go.
Yeah,
Like, that's a completely non-negotiable for me. Just peace out.
That's-
Like,
that's how I feel too. Like, I don't see myself getting in a relationship anytime soon at all. But
I don't see
like,
myself getting cheated on.
yeah, I already have a hard time trusting people. So like, you break my trust one time, you're out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a wait, never mind.
I'm the same way with
I
like
can't comment on
friendships
that.
too. Like the second like you've done me wrong, like I'm not talking to you.
Yeah,
ever
I was about
again.
to say, Claudia, I have a comment, but not for the podcast. My comment is for the besties only. For the private group chat. Also,
I
my
need to know what it is. now.
Freaking arm still hurts. For anyone who watched my live stream this morning, Monday, April 14th, at 10 a.m. when I said my arm hurts, yeah, it's almost 4 p.m. and my arm still hurts. I don't know what the hell I did. I was like pumping iron in my sleep or something. Anyhow.
Wait, I need to know what this comment is. And I know you're gonna forget.
Oh, I will never forget. Because I'll type it out. Because I would forget. Read us the story,
I
Moo.
think I know what it's. I think I
Read
know
us
what
a
it's gonna
story.
be.
Okay.
Okay, I wrote myself a note so I'll remember after.
That was the one I just did. That's the
Okay,
Fine.
wait, hold on. We decided that the guy that story was not the asshole.
Not the
right?
asshole. Not the asshole.
Okay.
Uh,
I can't wait to see what the Kanga viewers think.
Yeah, true. Leave us a comment. The like 3 people that
Mum
comment
does?
on the podcast, let us know. She doesn't have a YouTube account.
Oh, she watches the videos though, so she
Yeah.
can tell you what she thinks.
That's true. Actually, maybe I'll
Mum
make
Gov-
her a YouTube account. I'm
Please
pretty sure she
tell-
doesn't have one.
Oh, Oh, that's kind of sad. Make yourself a YouTube account,
Yeah.
pause the video, make yourself a YouTube account, and then comment what you believe.
She came up to me this morning. Fun fact, while Moo finds this story, she came up to me this morning and was like, so people have to watch the ads for you to make money, right? I was like, I like took my headphone off. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you hear that? That's you in the other room. She was watching my YouTube videos while she did the dishes.
Oh,
I was like,
sweet.
yes, mother, you have to watch the ads. She's like, and they don't show up in your short videos? I'm like, no, you don't get ads on YouTube Shorts. You have to watch the full one. She's like, okay.
Speaking of mothers, while I remember, my mum said to let you know that she did watch the Brighton vlog.
Oh, well. That
Because we were
is...
speaking about it the other week.
Yeah.
Or-
Okay, I'm opening it on my phone and seeing if
Okay.
I had any looking at the extra ones I had saved because I have
Oh, you don't like your other one?
I don't like my other one because it's not long enough at all.
Okay.
Let's see, that one we read.
You want me to do one? Will you find yours? Because I have a third.
I have one now.
Oh, okay. Slay.
Actually, pick one or two.
2.
One or two. Two? Okay. Am I the asshole if my boyfriend made me a meal and... Hold on. Am I the asshole if my boyfriend made a meal and asked me how it was and I said fine?
No.
Alright.
I mean,
This one...
it depends slightly
I-
on the relationship. If you know that's going to hurt his feelings, then yes. But if that's just, you're just like, it was fine. And I don't know. I need context.
It depends on the meal, you know? Like,
That's
if you
also
slave
true, yeah.
away in the kitchen for hours and hours.
Yeah, you can tell a
or
little
is it,
white
like,
lie.
pasta? If it was
Yeah.
pasta, you know, you can be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's pasta.
You know, if you got that
I've never, like-
DiGiorno.
Alright, so my boyfriend made chicken breast with some white rice, a salad with garlic, and we had some pickles and beetroots on the side from jars. What kind of a meal?
Okay, Mr. Jim Rat. What the? Chicken breast and white rice?
With white rice, a salad with garlic. A salad with garlic is confusing to me. And some pickles and beetroot on the side from jars.
I mean, I can't lie. I love a chicken breast and white rice, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
be wowed if that's what you're bringing to the date.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we sit down and he says, "How is it?" And I said, "Fine. There's nothing special. Everything tastes as it should." And he got upset. And he added extra garlic in the lettuce and soy sauce. Oh, hold on. I read that in the wrong, way. He got upset and added extra garlic in the lettuce and added extra soy sauce on the breast. Why did they say on the breast? On the chicken. Extra soy sauce on the chicken. We both said we couldn't taste that. And I said I am not used to making comments about food like he is in his family. When we eat with his mother, everyone has to say something along the lines of, "How delicious, this is so tasty, yum," at every meal.
I think that's just polite.
No, but they have to say that.
Oh.
They have to make a comment.
Am I the
Okay.
only one who's just like, if my parents ask me, oh, is this nice? I just go, it's alright.
Am I the only one whose parents don't ask? Like, I better be grateful they cooked for me?
Oh, well, yeah, my parents do that, but sometimes they'll be like, because
Well, I don't live with my parent.
True.
But like, I would only give her a comment if I was like, "Wow, this is amazing," and I would like,
Yeah, like, I always...
or I would be like, or sometimes I would be like, "Hey, this seasoning didn't work out that great, girl."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want her to make it again, and then I have to eat it again.
That's fair,
So like,
I think.
But like, I've always been like nice about being like, "Hey, this doesn't taste quite right," you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it's like, I never, if my parents go, how is dinner? No matter how good, unless it's absolutely incredible or one of my favorite meals, I'll always just go, it's alright, and then they know it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been forced to be like, this is beautiful,
Yeah,
this tastes
no.
amazing.
I
So we're
do
just like, it's
think...
alright.
I do think she went a little far by saying it's nothing special. Like, calm down.
Yes.
Mhm.
I
At
don't like
least
twist the
lie. Be
knife.
Like, it's good.
Like, you can say it's fine. But you'd be like, it's fine. Everything tastes like it should. Nothing special. Like,
Yeah, that's
hey,
too far.
whoa.
Okay, so in my family, we probably find that behavior a bit fake. Yeah, I agree. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to say a comment.
Yeah.
Because then you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, we just sit down and we talk about other things, and if there was something new in the food, then that would be a normal question to ask how it was. So he got really upset because I should have just said it's great or it's good instead of a normal and not very enthusiastic, it's fine, everything tastes as it should.
Okay.
And he proceeded to pick his plate up and left to eat in the office.
Oh.
I don't feel like partaking in a family tradition I don't feel is natural. I feel like I am forced to say something. I don't care about it or I don't believe it. It's chicken breast and white rice. I mean, am I the asshole for not making a bigger deal out of a simple meal? Is he overreacting or should I just be fake and oblige and say it's really tasty every single meal?
I think they're both overreacting.
Yeah.
I think they are a bit of an asshole for being like, it tastes as it should. Like, just
And
say it's fine.
special. Yeah.
You know, nothing special. I would never say nothing special to a meal
Yeah.
someone made
Oh, yeah.
for me. Even if it was nothing special, because
Yeah.
actually no, I will say someone making a meal for you, that is always something special.
Exactly. Also, I do think
That's
he's
effort.
being a little dramatic because, like,
yeah.
it's just the two of them, and he got up and left. Like,
Yeah.
people need to learn how to communicate. like, hey, that hurts my
Real,
feelings.
so much of this is just communicate with each other.
Yup.
Just
That's why I can't watch rom-coms. Because I'm like, the plot could have ended 47 minutes ago if you, like, actually
Yeah.
spoke to each other.
so this one was certified the asshole.
Oh,
Can I make a comment?
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So, here's where my thought process has gone. They're living together, so they've
Right.
probably been dating what? Let's say over 5 years.
Okay.
If you, in those 5 years, have not discussed that your family do not eat like that and don't make comments like that, so you probably won't, for the point for it to
Yeah.
get to the point that your husband gets up and leaves, you're doing something wrong. Why have you not spoken
Also,
about that?
yeah, has he not cooked for you before?
Oh yeah, because like
Then it's real special. Like, lady.
Because that's where my brain went, was like, hold on a
Well,
second.
why would you
You're
be
s-
with someone who hasn't cooked with you for that long?
True.
But
Unless
also,
you're like, you love cooking. Not gonna hate on that.
my brain just went to, like, they've lived together for so long and haven't discussed the fact that, like, her family eats this way and his eats this way, and she might get a bit uncomfortable with trying to say every meal is amazing, but she'll try her best. Like,
Yeah, communication.
as Kango said, communication, man.
Because
Like,
I'm sure she's like,
come on.
because like she said in the story, like that, they all do that, and she does it when she's at like the parents' house. So like, this situation has occurred.
I think they're both the asshole, but also neither of them are the asshole.
Yeah, they're
I
just
think
both
if
being
they-
dramatic.
Yeah, communicate and you would have been fine.
Yeah,
But
you
also,
need to
what
bring
is
it to
that meal?
Reddit.
What's going on in that
Dean.
as well?
You know what it
Yeah.
sounds like? It sounds like when in the UK it's too hot and your parents make picky bits.
Hmm. See, to me, it sounds like leftovers. You're just like, this is what was in the fridge, reading it together.
Yeah.
If you want something else, you can make it. Which, fair enough. And this spot really doesn't want to have a flower. Come on now. Come
I'm
on!
scared. Scared we're not gonna finish this today.
Come on! We won't if this spot won't have a flower. Oh my god, it had a flower and I broke it. I'm placing it back. Okay.
Yeah, this
I
is
found a
good.
really short one about
Ooh.
being gay.
Oh my god. It's my turn though.
I know, but I just got very excited. 'cause I've been spending
It's my
so
turn
long
actually.
trying to find
Jacob
another
said,
one.
You're not cutting it from me.
Yeah,
I don't
no
want
cut.
to.
No cut.
I don't want to. I was just
Okay.
excited that I found one.
It's good.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear it.
This is on r/ghosts. This is not an Am I the Asshole?
This is my speciality.
Oh my god. What's your haunted house story that made you believe in the ghosts or paranormal?
Ooh, okay.
So, when I was about 26, my daughter was about 3. We lived by ourselves in a duplex, and it was a nice sized 3-bedroom house. I'm hearing impaired and wear hearing aids, so I had one of those video cameras you put in your child's room, so you can hear and see them. Being she's an only child, she would play in her room a lot of times while I would either be cleaning or watching TV downstairs. I would not leave my 3-year-old alone upstairs because what if they fall down the stairs? But anyways,
Well, she has a camera. She's watching her.
that's true. She had
Like if she left the room.
true.
Or maybe there's a
True.
baby gate at the top of the stairs.
Ooh, probably. You're so right. Clearly I don't want kids and would not be a caring mother. She had this really cute little table and 4 chairs, Disney princess set. She was big into
I
playing
know what
with.
you're talking about.
Hey, that's in brackets. It saws Disney princess set.
I know
I
the
thought you were just
exact
making a
one.
guess.
No, it says that.
And I was like, yeah, that's such a good guess.
She was big into playing with her dolls and teacup set. She would always talk and carry full conversations with them. Not thinking anything of it, she would do this daily. I figured she just had an overactive imagination. She was really smart for her age and talked with very advanced vocabulary. She would always talk about a little girl named Ashley when she was playing by herself. Once again, not thinking anything about it. Well, downstairs I had a fireplace that wasn't used anymore. Most fireplaces have some sort of mantle where you can put things, basically a shelf if you want to call it. Mind you, my daughter was about 3, she barely knew how to spell her own name. I was cleaning around the fireplace, and I shit you not, there on the bottom of the fireplace in red crayon was the name Ashley. So I'm thinking at this point, something's not sitting right. I have my child talking to her imaginary friend named Ashley, and just now discovered the name Ashley under the fireplace. So then I proceeded to ask her questions about her friend. A 3-year-old should not be going into great detail about her imaginary friend. She then tells me in detail what this Ashley looks like, telling me she's 6 or 7 years old, long black hair, and her face is missing. Now shit is getting really weird. I ask her to draw mommy a picture. She draws me a picture of this little girl and a fire, which explains her face. I'm starting to kind of freak out a little. Then things start happening in our house. Things start coming up missing and put in random places. I start feeling cold spots near the upstairs and the basement. So then we're both watching TV downstairs, as a parent, or the ones who are parents in this thread, when you cuddle with your little one and they fall asleep on you? I'm half asleep, and I shit you not, I'm paralyzed. I can't move. I see this image of the little girl my daughter's been telling me about for months. Red dress, long black hair, and her face is literally burnt off. I'm frozen in fear and have my daughter dead asleep on my chest. I finally have enough courage and control to tell this little girl, you don't belong here, go into the light, and go home to God. I swear, after saying those words, my daughter never brought her up again. It was by far one of the most realistic things I've ever encountered. I have a few more, but that's for another time. My daughter is 16 now and she still remembers her friend. Also, I must note, I brought it up to the landlord a few weeks after it happened. He literally froze when I asked if there's a fire. He said yes, in the basement, a little girl Ashley was trapped and wasn't able to escape due to the door being stuck.
Oh,
And that's the story
That's cool.
of how
Sorry,
that
that's not
kid
cool.
sees ghosts.
That's crazy.
Sorry, that's not cool, like, in that sense, but I am...
Rest in peace, Ashley.
I mean, yeah, they
rest
like
in peace,
helped
Ashley.
Ashley cross over.
Yeah.
But ghosts is, like, my expertise. I love paranormal stuff, so that's really cool to me.
Yeah, I also feel like for her to still remember that 13 years
Yeah,
later,
that's so cool.
that's hard to do with imaginary friend. Like, you probably couldn't detail out your imaginary friend.
No.
I could, because mine was literally just a crow. It just looked like the crows you'd see outside your window. But like a human, She
Like, I don't
actually
know.
saw that girl.
Yeah. I remember, like, when I was a kid, I was like, wow, all these kids are, like, having imaginary friends. I should get one. And then I, like, tried to, like, come up with one, and it never stuck. So
Yeah.
I missed out.
Yeah, that was my ghost story. Not much to talk about, but I thought it was interesting.
It's a good story.
feel like
Rest in peace,
just very
Ashley.
quickly, I did
I'm
not
like,
mean it
how
was
did,
cool
how
about
did the
that.
ghost
I know
like,
what you mean.
appear to her? Like,
Yeah.
did she see, like a full like girl in front of her, or was it just like a vision that she was seeing like in her mind? You know?
Yeah. Hard to say.
Oh, I love that. I love that they helped the ghost and like helped her move on. Like that's.
Mhm.
I had
I'm glad.
a ghost interaction the other day. It's not as crazy as that one, but I was in the kitchen and we have like a ghost in our house called D. And he
Mhm.
hasn't really been active much, but I was in the kitchen and for context, we have like a mud room attached to our kitchen and it's just like it goes to the outside and there's
Yeah.
a door in there and we have our dog crates in there. But it's pretty much just an empty room. This was also before we moved the chickens in there, so it was an empty room. But I fully thought that Scout was in the mud room, like scratching at the door, or there was an animal. Like I heard like scratching at the door, like the
Mhm.
door was moving a little bit. And I was like, oh, Scout's in there because it was also in the morning. I had just came down to make my coffee. And sometimes she sleeps in there. So I opened the door to let her out, and it was just an empty room.
Ooh.
It's like, okay,
They're in
alright.
there.
I was like, hey, buddy.
I said, I opened the door to get in here and I don't have enough energy to open it to get out. Let me out.
Let me out. But it really sounded like the weight of her paw. It was creepy.
Alright.
See, I have
is
so many
just-
ghost stories.
This with the
but-
gay story.
Okay, this one's really short. I didn't read it. I just read the title, and the title was enough for me to go. I think that we would have an opinion on this because we're
I
not
love
straight.
having opinions.
Am I the asshole for calling my lesbian friend a homophobe?
Ooh, I need context. I cannot
No.
say something off the top.
This was posted 35 minutes ago.
Lesbians can be homophobic.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is so short. Like, this is the shortest story we've got.
Okay.
Okay.
For the past 3 years, me and my friend have been living together, and now she's accusing me of lying about my sexuality. For context, we met a few years ago on a dating app, and we both realized we'd be better off as friends, so that's what we did. Around a year later, I moved into her apartment as my parents weren't very approving. We had a normal relationship for a year after this, but recently she's been pressuring me about bringing people over. Just this morning, I don't know what happened, but we were eating breakfast and she said, "I know you're lying. You're not really a lesbian." Excuse me? I immediately called her out for blatant homophobia and she freaked out the moment I said this, and now I'm getting kicked out. Am I the asshole?
No, not the asshole.
I told you it was a very short and sweet story, but
Definitely not the asshole.
no.
It's not your friend's decision to make if you're a lesbian.
No.
No.
And even if you're not, like, it's none of her business. Because you're not dating. It'd be different if you were dating. And you're like,
Yeah.
psych. I don't like women.
But they literally both decided they were better.
Yeah,
off as
they're
friends,
just friends.
and we're just living together.
That's something that pisses me off so much. And this harkens all the way back to when I was 15. And there's this book called Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy. And it's about a girl who came out as a lesbian when she was really young, like 10 or 11 years old. And when she became a teenager, she got a crush on a boy. And she realized, oh, I'm actually bisexual. I just never, like, there's never a boy I liked before. I'd only ever liked girls. And so many people gave the book like 1 star because like, this is lesbian erasure. This is lesbophobia. This is me. But you just know. You know, if there's a straight person who found out they were bisexual, everyone would love it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what? Your sexuality can change.
That
You can
happens to
learn.
people all the time. Like
Yeah.
I've gone through so many different labels, and like now I've just like
So
decided
have
to
I.
Yeah, and like,
not
she.
have labels because it's like
Oh yeah,
like-
it's too much.
it's too much.
Too much
Like,
work.
even now, like I don't want to pick a label because like
Yeah.
why?
I'm the same way. I just say I'm not straight, and I'm like, if you need more than that, figure it out on your own, because I'm not gonna. Like, if you want to let me know what I am, please, be my guest. Go ahead, solve my problems for me.
Because like, my thing was like, I originally came out as bi, like the first time I came out, and then I was like, this isn't right, and then I like had to come out again, and then I was like, wait, this isn't right, and then I was like, I'm just done.
Yeah, and then it gets awkward.
I'm not. Yeah.
God, wait, I'm struggling to find an unbone mealed spot. Oh, found one.
Oh, I'm like
I'm
all
not
the way
lying,
out. I'm working on the like super far edge. There's barely any flowers out here.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm still hung up on that ghost one. That ghost one's like, I don't know.
Good one. Claudia, have you ever watched the Two Girls, One Ghost podcast?
Oh my god, Kangov.
Hey!
You and Anna are the same person.
Does she like that podcast too?
She's met
Oh my
them.
god, what?
She's been to their live show and like made them necklaces. Like that's.
Oh
her
man,
number one
they don't
podcast.
come to Canada.
You freak me out sometimes with that stuff. Oh my god.
I love that podcast.
For context, podcast people. Kangub and my roommate Anna, for whatever reason, have so many similarities that it just gets freaky.
We're the same person.
I know. You have birthdays one day apart. Like if you had the same birthday, I would have just been
Yeah, that'd be scary.
twins. Yeah.
We're also
But
not the same age.
I do love Two Girls, One Ghost. Sabrina and Corinne are my mornings every morning.
Cloudy, you need to start watching it. You would love it.
You would love them. You would love them. And they like do stories from their listeners as well.
Yeah, and they believe every single story. They're never like skeptical at all.
Yeah.
It's great. You got it, Cloud Live. Write it down.
Oh,
Two Girls,
I'm
One
gonna text
Ghost.
that. I gotta text
Sorry,
her that. That's great.
It was. I just had that moment where it was like, whoa, because we went, oh my god, Kangov, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, it's okay. You should listen to the Two Girls, One Ghost podcast. You would like it.
I think I've heard of them. My problem is
I think I might have mentioned them to you.
I think they come up on my YouTube a lot, but I'm like, I live with ghosts. Why?
Mhm.
I like talking about it, but I don't know if I like listening as much about other ghosts.
They don't just do
guess sad.
ghosts. That's fair.
That's my problem.
Yeah, they also do like
Anything paranormal. They did one episode about oh, what's his name? The mongoose, Jeff the Mongoose. You guys heard of Jeff the Mongoose?
No.
Oh.
But I did see a Facebook post of somebody saying that they read Monogamous as Mongoose.
Oh well.
And
I'm in a
that's what it
mongoose
reminded me of.
relationship.
I'm in a mongoose relationship.
Yeah, they do
I think-
cryptids and like demons too.
Yeah. I've been trying to convince two of my friends, they're like my closest friends, IRL, that like ghosts aren't scary and shouldn't be scary because they think it's all terrifying. And I'm like, it's not. It's only scary because you don't get it. Like, I've seen ghosts before, they're cool. They're so sweet.
I'm of the
You set boundaries with
opinion
them.
that if that person was scary in life, they are in death.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
But like none of the ghosts in my house were scary.
exactly.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you guys this story very quickly because it's a very small story. My little brother, I think I've told you guys this, was doing something and my mom was like, you can't do that, he's 5, for explanation. And he was like, but my granddad said I could. And my mom was like, your granddad's not here, he's in England. And he was like, no, my other granddad. My mum was like, you don't have another granddad. He was like, yeah, he's got black hair and he speaks in a really Scottish accent and he's quite a big man. And he was going on and on about this granddad. And my mum was like, you don't have a Scottish granddad, you're not Scottish. And so she spoke with my stepdad, who is Scottish, whose dad passed away and just so happens to be a man with black hair who's quite big, who spoke with a very Scottish accent. And so my
Damn.
mum pulled up like photos and was like going through them and was like, show us your granddad, like show us who he is. And my little brother was scrolling through the photos and he goes, "That's him, that's my granddad." And it was my stepdad's dad. That was the man who come in my room and told me I could do this, and we were like, okay.
Kids like have like some special connection.
I think it's just the ability to believe.
Yeah.
I genuinely do.
Yeah, because like as you get older, you're like, that's not a ghost.
Yeah.
It's in my head.
I don't
I
like.
fully believe in ghosts because I've experienced it my entire life.
And I was about to say I don't fully believe in ghosts because I've never experienced it. But I don't ever think people are lying about it. You know what I mean?
Would you let me try and change your mind on that?
Oh, of course. I would love it. I mean, I would be fully open. I'm the exact same way with God. You know, if God came to you, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to church now.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Well,
maybe
no, I couldn't.
Kind
you wouldn't get church. That's fair. But I'm just very much of the I'd like some proof. And if you give me proof, then I'm all in. Like, I'm on board.
Okay, so kind of, I think me and you need to sit down and you need to let me tell you some of the stories.
Well,
I was about to tell a story, but we gotta save it. We're gonna do a paranormal
is
episode at some
different
point.
than, like, oh, that just gave me an idea, but
I
now I
used
can't
to-
say it because it would
Yep.
spoil
Save it. Save it for
Wait, I
paranormal
can say
episode.
this because it's really short.
Okay.
I used to see ghosts all the time. And it's something to do with my parents, not my parents, my grandparents used to see them as well and all this. Anyway, when we were in Brighton, I was telling Atlas about this, shout out to Atlas, and I was like, yeah, I sometimes see ghosts. Like, look, there's somebody on the pier. And Atlas was like, no, there's not. And I was like, yeah, there's a woman there in a long white dress and she's sat on the edge of the pier and she's got her back to us. And Atlas was like, okay. And I remember being like, this is so normal. Like, this was the most normal thing I think I've ever said to Atlas. And Atlas was like, wait, so you just see that? And I was like, yeah, there's just a woman there. And like, obviously there wasn't because you can't get on the pier because it's burnt and destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, there's a woman there. She's got her hair down and like,
pier has
and
got
look
to be so haunted. Like, you
Oh
can
yeah.
look
yeah.
at it and tell it that it's haunted.
But looking back, Atlas, I'm so sorry because that is the freakiest thing I think your friend can say to you. But in my head, that was the most normal thing I've ever said. I was like, yeah, of course there's ghosts on the pier. There's a woman on it. Like,
I feel like if you don't know in advance very much about how your friend sees ghosts, it's like, are they crazy or am I? Like, is there someone there and I can't see them?
well, Atlas was just like laughed along because we'd spoken about it before, but I never brought it up to anybody really because I was like, I sound crazy. Like, hi, I see dead people. Like,
Mhm.
that's a weird thing to say. But it was just in the moment I was like, this would be fun. Let's just tell Atlas. And Atlas was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
are they stood up? Where are they? And I was like, they're on the edge of the pier and they're sat with their back to us. And Atlas, I'm so sorry because that's a fucking freaky thing to say.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I am out of Reddit stories and we've been recording for over 2 hours, so I don't know how much more space I got on my computer.
Yeah.
I am also out of stories.
I'm also
Guys,
out
I
of
can't
stories, but
wait
since
for
we're I'm going to finish this up. How about I'm gonna scroll and just randomly stop and we'll read it and we'll be done?
Okay.
Question mark? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Guys, I cannot wait for the paranormal
I'm-
episode.
I'm thinking of a number, Kangov and Cloudy. It's either 1 or 2. Each of you say it.
Oh, well, I was thinking
Okay.
of 3.
Oh,
So 2 it
Okay.
is.
So Cloudy, you tell me when to stop scrolling. I'm
okay.
scrolling right now. Tell me when to stop whenever.
Stop.
No way. The one I landed on was, am I the asshole for yelling at a 19-year-old and asking for him to be fired?
That's
Let's go to the one.
weird.
I'll go to the one
The sign.
right. Oh, the one right under it has no interactions at all. So I'm gonna go to this one right here. Okay.
No one else find that weird?
Oh, this one is.
Oh, it's
relevant.
weird.
That is weird. That is weird.
We're just
Um,
connected.
It's the
You
birthdays.
know, it's not like we're on the same subreddit or anything.
No.
It's the birthdays. They make us connected.
Yeah, true. We do have the same birthday. This one is relevant to the time, so I'm gonna read it. Am I the asshole for getting my friend kicked out of the Minecraft movie for being disruptive?
No, you're not the asshole, and everybody should do it.
I wasn't
As in
listening.
get kicked out.
Am I the
No.
asshole for getting my friend kicked out of the Minecraft movie for being disruptive?
Oh, no. Get out.
That's what
Shoo.
I said.
My
Feck
movie
off.
theater is so dead that, like, this is not me reading it, but my movie theater here is so dead that when I went to go see it, it was me and my friend, and then a group of 3 guys, and that was it. Because
We had a
it's in
kid
a
birthday
mall,
party,
and
but
it's
Hmm.
that mall.
I'd
is
rather
failing.
that over some of this.
I'm gonna
videos I've
pirate it
seen.
later.
Anyways, this one's a pretty short one too. I, 22 male, went to see the new Minecraft movie with about 6 of my friends, 22 all male, so a group of guys.
Of course it was.
Me and most of my friends all had a similar mindset and all agreed to not do anything ridiculous during our showing of the movie. However, one of our friends obviously did not get the memo. Now, granted, he, like the rest of us, had a couple beers beforehand, so we were all feeling a little loose. But right from the get-go, he was hooting and hollering and making a big ruckus. And mind you, almost no
Hooting and
one was matching his
hollering.
energy. Hooting and hollering.
In the movie
Crazy.
theater. Get
Some of the
together.
crowd found it funny, while others, let's just say, did not. So, my thing is, like, how many people are in this theater? They didn't say.
Yeah.
Not that it's okay, but you act differently in a packed theater than an empty theater. Like,
Yeah.
when I saw it, me and my bestie, because the other group was, like, all the way at the bottom, we were all the way at the top. We were yapping the whole time, and that was fine. And they were yapping the whole time. But, like, you don't do that.
Wait, read the room, you know?
Read the room. Exactly, read the room.
Yeah, literally.
Anyways, this came to a head at the chicken jockey scene. Instead of
course it
screaming,
did.
yeah, I don't get. I was expecting something crazy with the chicken jockey scene. It's not like.
No.
I think it's just the
really
way
not
he
that-
says it. I don't know. Love
I
it.
wasn't very impressed by it.
I'm never
basically.
impressed by Jack Black.
Me neither. This came to a head at the chicken jockey scene. Instead of screaming chicken jockey, he just screamed at the top of his lungs in a high-pitched manner, with someone in the audience responding with a "shut up." This was it for
As they
me. I
should.
got up acting like I was going to use the bathroom, but went straight to the front desk and reported his behavior. I returned to his seat, and a moment later he was kicked out of the theater. It somehow got back to him that I was the one who reported it, and now he's angry with me, saying he was just joking around and was humiliated for being kicked out of the theater. Some of my other friends also believe I went a step too far by kicking him out and should have talked to him directly instead of going to the front desk.
No.
That is
I do think you could said, hey, don't do that. And just to
Yeah.
gauge his response first.
Well,
Have
he was doing it for the whole movie, so like I would have said something to my
Yeah,
friend,
he
like,
should have said something the first
the
time.
first 5 minutes and be like, "Hey, can you chill out? Like, it's not cool." And
Yeah.
then I would go from there. But also, like, why weren't I'm not hating on the movie theater employees, but like, why? I'm surprised that the movie theater employees didn't kick him out. You know,
True.
like they usually there's someone at least like monitoring a little bit, or like if he screamed that loud, you would hear it outside of the theater.
Hmm.
I don't know.
A lot of theaters are soundproof.
Oh yeah, they are.
Did you guys see?
I would say not the asshole though.
Yeah,
Your friend can get over it.
I agree.
No, that's not the asshole.
What did we see?
Setting. I think their name's Setting Sunset.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Did you see
I
the
did.
video they posted?
Yeah, it won't get off my For You page. It's like the only
What?
thing.
What?
They posted a
From the
video
Minecraft
from
movie.
The Minecraft movie, and oh my gosh,
I did not see
I
it.
was. They were like booing anytime a woman come on screen, and then cheering when the men came on screen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they like threw so much popcorn and stuff, and like drinks everywhere.
Some movie theaters have started putting on a special, like, please don't
yeah,
throw your
the-
popcorn. It's not an ender
Oh, I
pearl.
saw that,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple of those.
Also, like allergy wise, it's not safe. Like,
Yeah, and it's
It's
just disrespectful. Like,
yeah, it's unfair for the employees who have
I'm
to clean
so glad
it.
that when I saw it, no one did that. Like, that would have been embarrassing though if they did that.
You know,
with that
the
small of
most-
people in there.
yeah.
I think the
But-
only time that anybody in our theater, when I watched it, said anything was it was when he said, "We mine, then we craft. We Minecraft." And the boy next to me went, "Oh my gosh," and that was it.
He said the thing. Yeah, I
He
don't know.
said it, he said it.
I know some people love like a theater experience where you're all in it together and you're so excited. I hate that. I'm like, shut the hell up. If you want to yell
Oh,
at the
I
movie,
thought-
watch it at home. I hate it.
Oh, I thought you meant as in love the theater experiences, and
I
like
agree.
I love sitting in there with my phone off and like everyone's there.
No,
to the
I
same
love
movie.
that.
I like that.
It's like clapping
what
when
I
the
thought you
plane
meant.
lands. I'm like,
That's why-
shut up.
That's why I'm like okay with the theater that I go to, because like I also like I'm a hater of movie theaters, but Anna loves them and she'll be like, "Come on, let's go," and I'll be like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah.
But since ours is so like dead and it's only still running because the mall is still open for some
Mhm.
reason, even though it has like maybe 5 stores open. Who knows how much longer it'll last, but it's always empty, so you can talk and be on your phone there, and no one's gonna care about it. Because
think
I
it's
need to
more-
talk during a movie. I can't just sit there and be quiet.
Yeah, I
I
remember
think
when.
it's also a respect thing as well, though.
True.
Like
Remember when
no one's in the theater, that's fine.
I remember when Age of Ultron came out and there was all the videos of people yelling, "Avengers, assemble!" I would have left.
I would have left.
Like,
That's funny.
I hate
Like, I
that
would've been
kind of
so
thing.
angry, but
And when so many people have their phone out recording it and everyone's yelling, and I'm like, this is not a fun time for me. I didn't come here for this.
yeah.
If I wanted this, I would have invited my friends over and watched it at home.
The
Like,
only time that I was ever like, yeah, clapping right now seemed appropriate was when I watched Six the Musical. It come out in cinemas the other day, and I took
Mhm.
my siblings, and the person at one of the end of the songs, the person behind, like a couple rows behind us, clapped. But there was also like 2 other people there, and I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
more appropriate. Like I can understand clapping at that point, but not at Chicken Jockey. That makes no sense.
Well, clapping is
Yeah.
also completely different from throwing popcorn and drinking.
and
Yeah.
yelling, yeah.
And again, allergies. Like one of the
Yeah.
main things at my cinema is you can get peanut M&Ms mixed in with your
Ooh,
popcorn,
yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
throwing that. Like that's insane.
And how much it costs so much money. Like
Oh, it does.
popcorn is so anything at a movie theater is so expensive.
Yeah, it's
And
like an
you're just
airport.
wasting-
Throw it away.
You're just wasting your money.
I'm just realizing
Mad.
planes and movie theaters so similar.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive. I hate when
You're all
there's
sitting in
babies
an
there.
Uncomfortable seat.
Yep.
and
I want everyone to
you
shut
have to
up.
sit uncomfortably close to strangers and
Yeah.
they're the same thing. Oh, and you watch movies on airplanes, but you
Yeah.
get to watch your own movie instead of the same one.
And there's very limited
not gonna
food
lie.
selection. And it costs too
Well,
much.
Planes are just movie theaters, we have found out.
Yeah. If you're scared of planes, just practice in the movie theater.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a pretty good plane experience, but I think the guy next to me didn't because I said,
Oh.
"Can I get off of it now?" when it started, and he looked terrified that I'd said this.
Oh. Well,
And then I
you
turned
might
around
have.
I apologized. I was like, "I'm sorry." Like and he was like, "No, you're fine." And I was like, "Okay," because I felt really bad.
He might
I was
have
with my
not
ex.
thought, oh my god, they're scared. He might have thought, oh my god, what'd they bring on the plane? Like, why'd they not want to be on it anymore?
No, I like looked out the window and it started, and like the initial like, "Oh my god, I really hate airplanes." Like remembering how much I hate them, and I just turned to my ex who was next to me, and I went, "Can I get off of it now?" And then as I turned to like sit down properly, the guy next to me was like staring at me and looked really scared. So I was just like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And he was like, "No, no, you're cool."
Yeah, like that guy might not have realized you were scared of planes. He might like, why do you
It
want
did
off?
get
What's on
mentioned
here?
after that. Like quite a few times, my ex was like, "I don't understand how you're scared of this," and I was like, "Cause it's terrifying."
It's scary. It's a floating thing in the sky. It's
Yeah, it was designed by humans. Like, we don't trust those things.
No.
no. And on that note,
We might have to wrap it up. I've got, oh, I still have 11 gigabytes of free space. That's not too bad. However, I
let's
do
keep
have
going
to,
for 11 more gigabytes.
I have to proof watch this episode, and it's already 2 hours and 13 minutes long. And I have to download
Oh my
it and
gosh.
upload it.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Shall we do a proof watching party? I'll join you to proof watch it.
You want to just watch through the whole thing with me?
Yeah.
Okay, we can.
I don't know how good of a person I'm going to be to do
That's
that.
literally all
but-
I do. I just sit and I watch through the entire thing to make sure there wasn't anything we were supposed to cut out or anywhere I was supposed to insert images.
Okay, I'm going to go into creative
Okay.
because I want to
let's
fly
get
up and have a
a-
look.
Let's get a progress update.
Oh my gosh, wait, this whole section is basically done. Oh, there's a barrier block here. Wait, where'd it go?
It's the
nice.
path-
There's
it's
a
the
barrier
pathway.
block bridge.
Yeah, this part's looking pretty good.
Which one? Oh yeah.
Wait, can you
Here.
hear me?
I'm in
This is all
spectator.
done.
Nice. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It is. It doesn't look the best from straight down because some of the flowers become like invisible, but
Yeah, you gotta like look at it
on an angle, it's looking pretty good.
Oh, that's like the only section that is
until you
quite...
get to like the
Yeah.
further in where I was working. I was like, "What are you guys talking about? It's not filled in," because I was on the opposite end.
Yeah, we were over there.
Um,
I felt like I
That's
made
good.
so much
I like our
progress.
little- yeah, there's a lot of progress.
Yeah, I was up here in this corner. But you can't
Wait,
see me.
wanna-
Well,
I like
Did we
this
get
little part
a-
with the pink and the pink tulips and the white tulips and the daisies.
Yeah.
in the
what do we do to make this thumbnail different than the last one?
middle. We could. Are we still recording?
Yeah. We haven't said goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye now. So long. Thanks for watching.
Oh,
Bye 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 bye.